What's up, collecting crew? Thank you for joining. I'm Jay Feezy. This is Hot Talk, episode 18 on this special Star Wars themed episode. Man, that's right. Star Wars Day is just around the corner. We're on the eve as I'm recording. This is May 3rd, 2025. And oh man, we got a show. We got a show just in time. I think Hot Toys, of course, they knew it was coming. They were planning. And they hit us hard. They hit us collectors hard because, man, there's quite a few drops. Quite a few. And it was pouring figures. Yeah, I kind of feel like there's just like so many figures. I feel like I was Chunk in the Goonies, you know, where he finds the ice cream and he's like, oh, man, they got Rocky Road and there's Jar Jar Binks and Poe Dameron and Mississippi Mud. So many figures, man. It's just so exciting. And yeah, I got to definitely got to pick and choose. And we'll discuss that. We'll get into that when we get those figures, when we come across those figures, and which ones I feel like I might be on the fence on, which one I might pull the trigger on. Yeah, there's just so many. As usual, timestamps will be in the description below after the stream, so you feel free to jump around if there's anything you missed or anything you want to catch up on or hear again. That's in there for your guys' convenience. Definitely appreciate the support that you've given me so far. If this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by and seeing what we're all about. Give me an opportunity to hear me out and my panelists as well, and just coming through. So hopefully you're all having a good weekend so far on this Saturday. I'm sure some of you are outside enjoying the weekend, doing your chores or errands, or just enjoying the day, just chilling. And if you have me on in the background, much love, much appreciated. Thank you for allowing me to entertain you while you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. So I try to keep in mind my audio listeners, those not really viewers, but just those who are listening in, and I try to kind of describe some things. So hopefully I keep that in mind and I forget, that's just people that just listening in. So I'll try to keep that in mind there. All right. So without further ado, let me go ahead and bring in my guest panelists. I have one so far. I may have another one joining me. I'll bring him in when he gets here. But for now, please welcome back to the stream, Valkyrie Magnus. What is up, my guy?
Definitely glad to be here. This is awesome.
Yeah, you ready, man? Are you ready?
Oh, yeah. All these figures to buy and so little money.
Yeah, to buy. Yeah, keyword buy. Yeah, man, there's definitely a lot. And I'm excited. Some of these I'm kind of like, okay. Others I'm like, oh, man. Yeah, there's definitely a lot. So looking forward to getting to it. And as usual, when I do these streams, I learn more about certain characters and the source IP and things like that. And this is no different, right? And so I'm kind of do my research and then I turn around and I share that with everyone watching. And so yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we both learn something, the viewers and myself learn something new. So be one of those TIL moments. All right. So let me go ahead and address the chat here. So far, we got Jogron 2. Lane, what is up, my man? Feezy time. Yes, sir. It is Feezy time. More like figure time. That's what it is. Feezy's figure time. Thank you for joining, Lane. Hopefully you're doing well, my friend. Let's see here. And then we got Gio, the movie canon, the legend. What is up, Gio? Thank you for joining us as well. Appreciate you coming through. He's doing a stream. If you aren't familiar, he switched it to no figures talk yesterday, Friday, but he's doing a Star Wars themed stream tomorrow, Sunday, May the 4th, proper, right? So if you haven't already, you're not familiar, he's a friend of the channel, so check out his YouTube channel. And yeah, he has quite the panel, man. It's going to be huge panel. So yeah, if you're interested, go show him some love, check out his stuff. And yeah, just support his stuff if you can, if you like what he's doing. So thanks for coming through, Gio. Hope you're having a good weekend so far, my man. Okay. Like I said, there's a lot of figures to talk about, so let's just jump right into it. First up, we have of the releases. We initially it was just one release, but then it switched recently to 3 total. Kind of caught me off guard there, so I had to do some last minute changes. But first up on the release, we have the Captain himself. We have Captain Rex. This is Captain Rex from Ahsoka. Right, this is not the Clone Wars one. Yes, there was a Clone Wars version. Well, of course, we'll get into that in a little bit. I did a comparison here of the two to kind of show you guys what the differences are for those who may be curious or interested, or maybe not aware. But this is the Ahsoka from the Ahsoka show, the Disney Plus show, right? This is to reiterate, $260 USD. So the main thing with this one is he has both Phase 1 and Phase 2 looks, right? He has interchangeable helmet and armor parts, in addition to hands, right? So he has 5 Phase 1 hands and 5 Phase 2 hands that he comes. So quite a bit of hands. So you have 2 display options. I know some people are probably like thinking, I wonder if I should just get 2. I know there was previous clone troopers that came out that were both part of also Phase 1 and Phase 2, I believe, that were just standard stormtroopers. So for those who maybe miss out on those or don't have enough of those, there's a good option here. But yeah, this is specifically Captain Rex, the typical blaster rifle, 2 pistols, detonator, and a sand base, if I remember correctly. Got a sand base here. And so for me personally, I have the Clone Wars one. Again, we'll compare the two. So I'm good with that one. This is pretty similar, actually. The accessories are different, but for the most part, it's pretty similar. So to me, there wasn't any justification for me to get this. But for those, again, who kind of waited on that first, passed on that first Clone Wars Rex and wanted another one or wanted to get one after all, this is a good one, especially with the display options. So, of course, like I was mentioning here, and we'll go through some of the photos here. This is, and I believe this is here the Phase 1. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, and I forgot to double check or route for you. Probably correct me. This is his Phase 1 look here. I'm sure people here in the chat, yeah, please let me know which one is which. I always get them confused which one's Phase 1, which one's Phase 2. I think this is the Phase 2 look here.
Yeah, that's the Phase 2.
Right?
Yeah,
okay,
gotcha. Phase 1.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the Phase 1 armor looks a little more clean just based on these photos here. I haven't seen in reviews yet, and the Phase 2 armor looks more weathered and heavy duty. He's seen some stuff, man. This Captain Rex has definitely seen some stuff, and you can kind of tell in the armor here. So yeah. it looks good overall. Again, for those who don't, or maybe they have you guys, some of you out there, you collectors have the first Clone Wars Rex, and then you want this one for the Phase 1 look. So that's definitely an option as well. But yeah, Valkyrie, are you gonna pull the trigger on this one, pun intended, or are you gonna pass?
I'm not sure. I mean, to be honest, for me, I have a certain tendency of becoming a completist sometimes, which is not good.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think this is for the person who is the completist, who needs both Phase 1 and Phase 2, and probably could, maybe have their own sort of like Captain Rex area, and then maybe eventually have like one from what was it? I forgot the name of that one cartoon series where they showed him as an old man.
Oh, the Bad Batch?
Or
no, Rebels, or which
Rebels,
one?
Yes. Rebels.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that would be like a cool thing if you actually had all 3 armors, including the older version, and maybe even the Return of the Jedi version where he appeared on the moon of Andor too.
You know what? I don't think I recall seeing that. Was that a quick scene?
Well, it was an old scene. There was a quick scene in Return of the Jedi where there's an old guy with a white beard, and now it's been retconned saying that was Rex, also Captain Rex, in there.
Oh, I see. There's like going back. Okay, you know what? I completely missed that, and that's my favorite Star Wars movie too. So I didn't even connect that. Wow, I got to go back and look at that scene now. And this is in the original, the non-special edition Star Wars. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I have that on DVD. That trilogy on DVD, so I got to go back now and look at it. I was actually going to plan on doing that tomorrow anyway for Star Wars. They put on Return of the Jedi and catch that, because I know I won't watch the whole OT, the original trilogy. So I figure I just might as well watch my one favorite.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty cool thing to get. Like, if you're a Captain Rex completist, and even if you're not one, I still think it's a good figure to still have in your collection.
Yeah.
Because I think most of my collection is still like more like the second like from the third movie, that look, but I think it might be nice just to have 2 of these figures of Captain Rex. Yeah,
for sure, especially for those. I know there's specifically those clone troopers or hardcore clone troopers, or the those army builders are just all about the clones, and so yeah, they would want to have this look as well. But yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I'm trying not to army build, but I'm slowly doing it anyways.
Yeah, you just catch yourself doing it. Yeah, you're like, no. Yeah. You just naturally kind of just start to lean that way, and you're like, wait a second, didn't I already have this? Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just throw it in there with the others, yeah. We also have another fellow Star Wars fanatic, I would say, in the chat joining us. Of course, it'd be appropriate that he's here with us today in this live stream. We got Commander Green in the house. Sir, thank you for coming in, reporting for duty. Appreciate you coming through, Commander Green. He says, Oh yes, the phase one is so good, and they fixed the mouth vents on the helmet and made them thinner. Only issue is the huge holsters, but that's accurate design to the live action version. Okay, gotcha. See, again, today I learned. This is what I'm talking about. I
Oh yeah.
know. Yeah. Full disclosure, I'm going to say I really love Star Wars, but I wouldn't call myself a hardcore Star Wars fan. I'm not going to even lie or try to pretend because I usually just stick with like the shows, the movies, maybe do some of my own like Wikipedia type research, but I never got into the extended canon or, like the every character's like story arc or details like that. But I know there are plenty of people that are, and I definitely appreciate those who can kind of come in and educate me and school me. So Commander Green, yeah, I put him in as a hardcore Star Wars fan. So appreciate the detail and info, man, and schooling us that may not be familiar. So yeah, there's definitely the hardcore fans, and then there's the casual fans like me. So I mean, I love Star Wars, but not to the extent where I spent the time to get into every single. I'm more of like the jack of all trades, master of none type of collector and pop culture person, you know. But yeah, thanks, Commander Green, for that. We also got Mitchell Lawrence in the house. What is up, my guys? So what's happening? Thank you for coming through, Mitchell Lawrence. Always good to see you here in the chat with us, joining us live. Hopefully you have a good weekend so far as well. We just started off here on the first release is Captain Rex. Any other thoughts on Captain Rex here? Valkyrie, before we go on to the comparisons real quick of the two.
No, I think I'm good for now. Thanks.
Okay, yeah. So here we go. Like I mentioned, I put as I usually do, I kind of put some slides together for these comparison photos of the figures. Let's see, we got here. Oh, let me share this. So I mentioned Clone Wars, the Clone Wars Rex that Hot Toys previously did. So this is the TMS 18 here on the left, and this is the newest Ahsoka that just released, TMS 119 on the right. And they're pretty similar, as you can tell. And I believe it was the blue on the Ahsoka. That blue accents are a little bit darker, I believe. And some people preferred like the lighter blue, right, on the Clone Wars version. But for the most part, they're pretty similar. I know Commander Green was just mentioning that the holsters were big, which is accurate to the show. That's something, again, I didn't even catch. So yeah, thanks to him for pointing out. And I'm sure there's other details like that, like I just didn't really pay attention to. Just in general, you guys know me. I'm not one to pick out like those nuances and those little details like that. Once I see an overall look of Captain Rex, I'm like, oh yeah, it's Captain Rex. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I know those who really want, that highly detailed accuracy, appreciate the details like that. So here's the, just kind of give you an idea of how they look. They're really close, like to the casual fan like myself, they're pretty similar in appearance. And then as far as the accessories, and what it comes with, this is another point where there's a major difference here between the two. So again, Clone Wars Rex on the left, and then this is the newest release Ahsoka Rex on the right. The main difference being the Tamora Morrison head sculpt that comes with the Clone Wars version. You can see that here on the left with the blonde hair. And then he also comes with the this same Clone Wars Captain Rex comes with a 332nd Ahsoka helmet with the orange accent, the orange paint on it there. And then he also comes with three helmet interchangeable devices, 3 helmet devices basically that are interchangeable. And you can see that there he has like this binoculars and like a rangefinder and different things like that. A typical set of hands, a blaster rifle, the pistols, and a jetpack with the accessories, with the fire accessories. And so that's the Clone Wars. The Ahsoka on the right, as I mentioned, comes with the interchangeable Phase 1 armor, the helmet and the armor. No head sculpt, no Tamora Morrison head sculpt for this Ahsoka version. But like I said, multiple hands for both each Phase 1 and Phase 2, but the same pistols, and I believe the same blaster. It looks like in the description they just said blaster rifle and a detonator. This Ahsoka version doesn't come with a jetpack though. I didn't say that in the description. I remember seeing that in the photos either. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure there's no jetpack on this one, unless I missed it. Yeah, because I'm not seeing anything in the photos here going back. So again, if you're only looking for one Rex and you haven't got one yet, this is again to help you kind of decide which one you may want to go for your newer collectors out there who are just getting into Star Wars or in 6 scale collecting in general. They're about, let me see, I forgot to say, the Clone Wars one was $260 USD. Same price actually as this Captain Rex from Ahsoka here, $260 USD as well. So same price. It's just basically your preference, which one you want to go for. If you only wanted one, of course, there's always the option of getting both, right?
Yeah.
Either one or both, like Valkyrie was saying earlier. So I did see on Sideshow the Clone Wars version finally went on wait lists that had been sitting there for a while, and but I'm sure if you wanted to, you can get it somewhere else. I mean, because it's sat for a while, so I'm sure if you wanted to, you can find it somewhere else, or even like a used version somewhere on the secondary market. But yeah, both versions there for you. And Valkyrie, sorry, remind you said you had the Clone Wars one already, right?
Actually, I have two of them.
Oh, you do? Okay, yeah.
Because I mean, like multiple things you could do, like
yeah,
like the orange helmet, or then the one with the head and stuff like that. So, what happened was I got in a trade, and I think the person owed me like about maybe like $150 worth, and I just said, "How about we just give me your extra Captain Rex?" And he was like, "Okay, sure, deal." And so that's why I have two of them.
Sold, yeah. Yeah, but speaking of, that's another good point, right? Similar to this new Ahsoka, the previous Rex also had multiple options as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can even say like there was like 3 display options, so I'm sure some people justified getting 3 because he has the 3 different helmets, right? 2 different helmets, and then the unhelmeted head sculpt.
Yes.
Temuera Morrison, right? So people are like, I might as well just get 3. And I'm sure there are some people out there who did just that. So yeah, man, it's just Rex, classic character, well known, and so it's cool that Hot Toys is giving him proper display options. I wish they did that with a lot of other figures in general, but I know sometimes it doesn't make sense to for certain characters, but for those that do have multiple looks, it'd be good to have like another figure. Actually, we'll be talking about a Star Wars. Well, these are all Star Wars figures, but another figure later on has multiple looks. That was it could be seen as good or bad. We'll see when we get there. But any other thoughts on the Rexuses or any between the two?
Between the two, I think it would still be nice to have the one from the Ahsoka series. I know some people are like poo-pooing it, saying, I guess, it doesn't come with a head sculpt. It doesn't, it's just the old armor. But you still need the old armor also, that collection, if you're a completist.
Yeah. And again, you're just like kind of pick and choose, right? If you only want one, what are your preferences? Would you rather have the head sculpt, or this newest one, they're trading up the 2 different helmets for the full Phase 1 armor and the Phase 2 armor, right? So it's kind of like a trade-off there. Yeah. And you get almost like double the hands there. So, but you don't get the jetpack, obviously, again, with the newer one with the effects. And so again, just choices. I know that's ideally you would get it all in one package, but then of course it would be more expensive. And there's always that give and take, right, on these figures. And Hot Toys throws out multiple versions to please those collectors who may only want a certain look or a certain style.
Yeah, versus people like me who just buys everything in sight.
Yeah, I know it's tough, man. Yeah, no, it's tough. Fight it. You're like, you want to click that exactly. Button. You're like, no, purchase, no. Yeah. Commando Green saying, I only have a few clones. Wow, that's surprising. I thought, are you talking about on 6 scale? I'm sure you have a bunch in 12 scale, right? Or I guess I'm just talking about troopers in general. I guess you're just specifically referring to clones. Gotcha. He's also saying so many cool options to mix and match. I used some of the helmet accessories from the first release on my other 501st clones. Yeah, I think I did that also, actually, because I had messed up, and those 332nd clones, I only got like 1 deluxe and 1 standard, and then I was kicking myself because I probably should have got both deluxes, but then I just used this Rex's 332nd helmet to put it with that other one and just called it good. So I'm like, that works. So kind of mix and match. But yeah, this is those were fun figures, man. I just like the colors and the blue and the oranges and the whites and how they mix and match. Yeah, it's really, really cool set of figures there. Oh, he says I was being sarcastic. Oh, on the 3 clones. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, you got me. You got me on that one. Mitchell Lawrence saying I'm good with the classic trooper and the scout trooper. Yeah, and that's the other end of it, right? Just like I mentioned, there's some people who are really into clones. There are others who are just kind of, I only need a couple, but I want to focus on the other main characters, and I'm good with that. And so, yeah, I definitely hear you on that one. I'm kind of in between. I have certain clones that are eye catching, and other ones that are that I'm good, that I can pass on. So, All right, going on to the next release again. So this was initially an announcement, but then I think so. It was an announcement earlier this week, and then I think like a day or two after, it became a release. But it's an exclusive also. So that typically happens with Hot Toys exclusives, right? They kind of they show them for a little bit, especially if they're variants of another previously released figure, and so they just release them a few days after. And so that is the Clone Commando boss here, and this is labeled the Clone Wars. Speaking of Clone Wars, so this is Clone Commando boss from the Clone Wars, set to, let's see, this one hasn't gone up yet for pre-order. Again, it's an exclusive, so just keep a lookout. I don't think there's an RSVP page on there yet last I looked, but correct me if I'm wrong here in the chat or in the comments. But looking on Hot Toys Secret Base post, they have it at about, after doing the conversion, it's about 204 USD. So if you include the Sideshow markup, it's probably going to be around 245, 250-ish USD when it gets to Sideshow. I presume it's getting to Sideshow, right? Usually Sideshow gets these exclusives as well. So around 245, 250, which seems kind of typical, right? Because like I just said, the Captain Rex was 260 USD. So this is around maybe a little bit less. It doesn't come with as much, so it makes sense to be a little bit less. Well, it makes sense, right? But again, it's Hot Toys. Who knows?
Yeah.
for their slogan. Yeah, you never know. Mm-hmm. So Clone Commando boss, limited to 2,500 units. So when this does come out, it's going to be limited to 2,500 units. 6 hands. He has this heavy military backpack, which I think is pretty much the same accessories that came with the Imperial Commando, I think it was. And that other commando, I forget which one that was, but this also has a data pad, a blaster rifle, and 2 blaster pistols. So the kind of typical trooper type of weapons and accessories here. So these are all the accessories listed here. And then these are the blogger photos. We'll go through some of the blogger photos. I personally don't know. This is another one I don't know too much about. I'd even, when I saw the name, didn't recognize it. Again, this is where my casual fandomness comes in. I'm like, who is this? I don't remember seeing him in the Clone Wars, but then again, I didn't see every single episode of the Clone Wars. I kind of just started with the arcs, and I went back and saw all the arcs, and then the fillers that didn't really interest me, I just passed on. And so, yeah, that's again why I don't consider myself a hardcore Star Wars fan. I'm sure this hardcore Star Wars fan just saw everything all the way through, start to finish, from like Star Wars all the way to the last end credit. And yeah, but I couldn't do it, man. That's just time that I could be spending somewhere else. But that's just me personally. I know some others just have that love for Star Wars like that. But what are your thoughts on this Clone Commando boss here, Valkyrie?
I actually think it's pretty cool. I mean, it comes with like that one data thing too. That's that's pretty cool. I kind of want this, but at the same time, I'm like, my what do you call it? My clone or my prequel shelf is starting to get full, but I can always make room for this. But I've got I think it'll come down to if I'm able to get it or not. I mean, like some of the previous screen that he was like next to like a Commando. I actually have that one.
Which one? The previous one? Here, let me go back. Here?
Yeah. And then the left one, Scorch. I'm kicking myself for not picking that one up.
That's the one I was forgetting, Scorch. Yeah, and this is just the Imperial Commando here on the right, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay, yeah.
So I have that.
That one I have, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a good figure. And then the Scorch, kicking myself for not buying that one because it sat there for a second and I said no. And then, of course, right after it sold out, I was like, I should have got it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always that feeling like, damn it. Yeah, like I said with the clone, with the that 332nd clone trooper that I was talking about, where I got the standard instead of deluxe. I'm like, son of a bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Hold on real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Our other panelist has just joined us. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. We got Tijuana Mike, a.k.a. King Churro. What's up, my man?
Tijuana Mike, hey.
Oh, can you hear us?
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey,
guys. Hey, what's up?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yep. Right. Yep, good now.
Very good,
I can
gentlemen.
tell you're my
Yes.
age. We're both born in 71, same haircut and glasses and a beard.
You guys could be brothers. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Thanks for coming through, Mike. Appreciate you joining us here today.
Oh, thank you for the invite. Always.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So we're just talking about Scorch here. This is the second release that we were
This
covering.
morning,
The second.
or what?
I think I saw it yesterday.
Yeah,
I saw it.
I get seen
released.
like so. When I went to bed last night, I was looking at Jabba on the throne, and I said, "Oh my god!"
Oh yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And
Whoa.
I said, "Whoa!" They just threw this out, just like after everybody's been just forking it over all week long, and then they dropped Jabba's
Yeah.
throne on there on Friday.
Yep.
And I was like, "Oh no!"
Like, damn it. Yeah, man. They're hitting us hard. Yeah. Like I said.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this? Actually, before I jump to you, Mike, Valkyrie, did you have any other thoughts on this one? I didn't want to cut you off there.
Oh, no problem. I would like to get it if it's available, and maybe if I go in the queue and try to get it, I'll be cool. But if I don't get it, I'll be good because I don't need any more clone troopers.
Gotcha. Yeah, I definitely hear that, man. I definitely hear that.
Mhm.
Like you said, Rick Space, you're okay. I would want to get it, but then where am I going to put it?
Yeah.
Mike, are you familiar with Clone Commando Boss at all, or is this you have any interest in this?
No, I don't do the. Well, okay.
Oh, here we
One of the other streams last week, I said, "Well, I really don't dabble with Star Wars." I said, "You just stay with Batman and X-Men and so forth." Well,
Yeah.
this week it changed my tune.
Yeah, did it?
Yeah, and I started. I got some stuff here. I got the Emperor, and I got a
Oh,
yeah, and all this other stuff. And I says, so with these troopers, I mean, I was even in. I was in. It was weird because I popped up Sideshow, and it threw me into the queue for the trooper with the cherry blossoms.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was just going to check something else, and they threw me in the queue. Said, "You
There,
want
oh,
this?"
what the hell? Oh, well, since I'm here.
And I said, "No," I said, "It looks nice, but I mean,
Yeah.
troopers, and then with the shows and everything, I'm trying to catch up on all the shows with the troopers. I think the other ones, Bad Batch and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
try to figure out who's from who and everything. I mean, I got regular with the." The regular troopers. I did get the troopers, the two troopers from Hono, and plus I got the Darth Vader yesterday.
oh,
Did you?
Hono.
Okay, yep. Yep, that's on the list. That's on the agenda as well. Yep. So I'm looking forward to getting your thoughts on that one, on that Hono Vader there.
But
so it sounds like
I love the troopers, but that seems like you're going. Valkyrie, do you what do you call that? You guys say army build?
unfortunately, I do.
yeah?
Let me see here. I don't know if you can see behind me, but I have 4 Dark Troopers, 3 Death Troopers, 4 Stormtroopers,
Wow.
2 Shore Troopers, and one was Range Trooper with another one
the
coming.
range trooper. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
All right.
but for me though, Sideshow was having this huge sale because they had like so many in stock. It's not like I bought it for like really cheap prices.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha. You can work it out sometimes like that.
You're
Yeah.
practically free.
Yes. It was like, oh my gosh, I got a lot of these Stormtroopers for about like $160.
Oh, that's
Oh,
neat.
nice.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And then the Dark Troopers. What happened was like, if you remember, like if you bought like so much, you get like a free Dark Trooper. They had that deal.
Yep.
And so I got like a couple free. So that's why I have 4 Dark Troopers now.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta get 2 myself. I think I got one on sale too. Yeah, because those Dark Troopers, those are pretty awesome.
Yeah, the Dark Trooper, I kind of felt like you can't just have one. You need at least 2.
Yeah. Especially with that scene with Luke. Oh
Mhm.
man, yeah, definitely had to get it.
Yeah.
Oh, you bet I do have that Luke.
Yeah, same, man. Let me address the chat here. Let's see here. We got another legend here, Dean Martin in the house. What is up, my man? Thank you for coming through, Dean. It's always a pleasure seeing you here in the chat and joining us, man. Hopefully you have a good weekend as well. Hopefully you have a good weekend as well. Let's see here. And Commander Green just confirming no RSVP. Yeah, thanks for confirming there, Commander Green. Jogron2 is saying, I'm thinking about picking up Clone Commando Boss, the white-colored one from Bad Batch. Yeah, and this one. Gotcha. Since you have Scorch and the Clone Commando, I gotcha. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you're already almost there. Might as well just complete the trilogy.
Yeah.
if you're kind of already that far into it. He's also saying the Clones Delta Squad appeared in one scene in Clone Wars. They were featured in Republic Commando game and were in some of the Republic Commando novels with the Omega Squad. Yeah, I see. Again, those are two things that just completely missed me. That I've heard of the game, but never played it, and like I mentioned, I never got into any of the novels or anything like that. So, thanks for that insight there, Lane Jaguan 2 on that info. And of course, another Star Wars fanatic, man. This is the Professoro right here, the Professor. Darth Brophy in the house. He's like, yo, what's up, everyone? What is up, Brophy? Thanks for coming through. Good to have you on this special Star Wars themed hot talk, man. Thanks for joining us here. I need these commandos, he says. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And if you missed it, LWO, they did have a stream last night, Friday, May 2nd. So check that out it was on 16 Fix's channel. And they discuss a lot of these same figures, so to get their thoughts on there. So yeah, go check that out if you missed it. Friends of the channel as well. So check out that section. There are links to their YouTube channels are in there as well. Ben Thomas, what is up, my man? Ben Thomas in the house. Thank you for coming through. Also prepping to do a special Star Wars themed episode tomorrow. Again, on proper May 4th proper. Let's Get Nuts on Sunday. So yeah, be sure to check that out. It could be a special one. It seems like he has some stuff cooking, so I won't spoil anything. But yeah, thanks for coming through, Ben. Thanks for coming through. And Feel the Burn in the house. Well. Hello, everyone. It says me and the boyfriend just came out of Thunderbolts, best MCU movie of the phase. Yeah, man. I think I got to agree of the phase. Yeah, I saw it Thursday night, and I don't get too far off track, but yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Are we back in business? Are we back in business? I haven't seen it, but are we back in business?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think
that's
so.
Good.
So I'll just leave it at that. That's just my opinion. Ben Thomas confirming you got it. Building the slides right now. All right, man. Yeah, looking forward to that. Looking forward to that stream. And thanks for tuning in, man. And as you're prepping, I was doing the same thing earlier, right? Watching some streams while I was prepping earlier. So thanks for keeping us on in the background, letting us entertain you. Ben and anyone else, like I mentioned, doing the same thing, having us on in the background while you're tackling some chores or whatever, just chilling on a Saturday. Okay, all right. Anyone got any other thoughts on Clone Commando Boss, the boss, not to be confused with Rick Ross?
I want it.
I want it. Yeah, gimme.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm sure there's 2,500, so you have a good chance.
Yeah.
You have a good chance. That Cherry Blossom Trooper, that didn't seem. I mean, that eventually went on waitlist, but I don't think it'll be as popular as that one. I don't think. I could be wrong.
I didn't think that was going to go that quick. And I mean,
right.
For them just throwing me in the queue, and I didn't even ask to go in there. I said, "Wait, come on, it's over here. Look it."
Yeah, it's right here.
And
it's like you have to check out. You're ready to pay at the store, and it's just right there on the shelves next to you, like those last minute items. Yeah.
But I went in to I said, no, they said, I wonder how it's doing. Waitlist. I said, oh, waitlist, okay.
Yep. Yeah, man. Okay. That was more limited though. I think that was 1,500 if I remember correctly. That like Cherry Blossoms, right? Yeah. Okay. So this Clone Commando Boss is 2,500. Has yet to go up. So for those of you who are looking to try your hand at getting this, good luck to you all, including you, Valkyrie. Hopefully you're able to get this one, and anyone else who really wants this. Scalpers, please stay away.
Yes.
If there's anything left, then of course feel free to go ahead and get them. All right. So if no one has any other thoughts on this, we'll go on to the last of the releases. Again, another one that snuck up, similar to this Clone Commando Boss. This one, oh man, from one trooper to another. Here we have the Elite Squad Trooper. This looks sick. When I saw this, like, oh damn, there's some variants of the troopers that I'm like I'm okay on. I'll pass. And in general, I typically like variants of figures and of characters in general. Sometimes I usually prefer their variants over their standard ones. So I have like the Chrome Clone Troopers, for example. I have two of those. I got each one of the two different ones. I think it was Cody and the standard Clone Trooper. But this, man, yeah, this is another one that really is enticing me. It has like this sandblasted look. So this is the Elite Squad Trooper. Like I said, another exclusive that was released per Hot Toys' Facebook page. So after the conversion, again, another one that hasn't went up yet. Has not been. There's no RSVP yet either that I saw on this, and it hasn't gone up for pre-order. But after doing the conversion from the secret base post, it's about 204 USD, and then add the Sideshow markup. It'll be about the same price as the Clone Commando boss, give or take. So 245, 250 USD when it hits Sideshow. So that gives you a range. I'm kind of just estimating there. Again, that's not exact. So just kind of an estimate about what to possibly expect to pay for this. This one, again, just like we were saying, limited to similar to the Cherry Blossom Trooper. This is going to be 1,500. So less than Clone Commando boss. Yeah, so more limited, which will make it tougher for those who really want this one. Sticking with the accessories here, 7 hands, another data pad. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, data pad, rocket launcher, blaster rifle, long blaster rifle, and a figure stand. The blaster rifle, I'm guessing, is going to be... No, let me see here. Blaster rifle, long blaster rifle, and I didn't put it in here. Oh, it says rocket launcher, but I think it meant to be this little minigun Gatling gun. That is sick, man. That's really badass. The armor, per the description, is specially crafted with delicate granular sandblasting effect and unique scrub texture.
Okay.
And yeah, it definitely looks sandblasted. It has this sandpaper look. It looks sick, and it has like a carbon fiber type of charcoal gray appearance to it. Green visor. Oh man, this is calling to me for sure. Let me switch over. So that's just the accessories. Let me switch over here to some of the blogger photos, and I'll scroll through these as I turn over to you guys. I guess Mike, we'll go ahead and just kick it off to you. Do you have any thoughts on this?
I don't, like I said, I'm getting into the Star Wars, and then this is, but this, and I don't have any trooper just to, on order, but this one looks nice. This one looks nice. I like that sandblast effect, and the color, and it's just dark, and that.
That mini gun, that mini blaster. Pew 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 pew.
That looks nice.
Yeah, or he has to charge up, right? Beep, 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 beep. Has to do one of those things. Or there's the data pad. Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Mike.
No, I was going to ask this is from Elite Squad?
This is labeled the Elite Squad Trooper. Oh, this is, sorry, this is from the Bad Batch. This is
okay. That's what I wanted.
Squad Trooper from the Bad Batch, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, it looks great. I like it.
Yeah, man.
I haven't gotten that far in the show yet. I'm still watching it.
I haven't started, so that's why I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I'm same. I'm with you, Mike. I know. For shame, I haven't started the Bad Batch yet. I haven't started, and again, that's why I call myself a casual. Where's that? Where's here it is? Here we go. I know some of you are saying this here.
Can't hear you.
There we go. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just the sound effect. Yeah, the booing just overran my audio there. Yeah, that's how bad they're booing me. Yeah, it's on my to watch list though. I still have yet to watch it along with Skeleton Crew. I gotta watch that as well.
I still have to watch Skeleton Crew also, but it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I'm in the middle of Skeleton Crew, and I was like, okay, let's get into this. All right. And then I was like, no.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm hearing good things. But what are your thoughts on this, Valkyrie? On this Elite Squad Trooper?
This looks really good. I mean, actually, I would even rank this above the boss from before. This one, it's like, because it's funny because I have I started collecting the Bad Batch late, so I only have the ones that are readily available, which is Hunter, Tech, and what was the other one here? I forgot its name, but the
Crosshair.
Oh no, Crosshair. No, Crosshair is he's hard. He's like about $900 on eBay.
Hunter, Crosshair, Wrecker, Tech, and I
feel
like I'm missing the leader, right? Echo. Oh yeah, yes. Echo. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones that are
That's
easy
right.
to get because they're plentiful. But Wrecker and Crosshair is like almost impossible to get. Like on eBay for a used wrecker, it hovers like almost $500, and Crosshair goes for about 700 at least.
Yeah, that's what I hear, man. That's what I hear.
So I'm thinking maybe you might just grab this guy and call him my Crosshair.
Oh yeah, you can maybe do some custom painting on it.
Yeah, or maybe like maybe an undercover Crosshair. Call it undercover Crosshair or something like that.
Yeah, that could work. Yeah, that could work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Undercover. Yeah, this definitely looks cool. Yeah. Go ahead.
The Wrecker, he's big. Yeah, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to actually just pay the money if I want him.
Yeah, to get him. Yeah, it kind of sucks. I know we mentioned it before. Just for those who missed it on that one, thinking that they weren't gonna Hot Toys wasn't gonna complete the line because they have a history of doing that, right? And it's kind of hit and miss. It's really like a gamble if you pass on it and they end up doing the line. That was one of those lines they ultimately did do, and people were kicking themselves again because they passed on those. So yeah, I hear you, man. Hear you on that one. And I know I mentioned this before. For me, that was, I have yet to see the show, I know, but of all, just based on the looks and the appearances, Tech was the only one that appealed to me, and that's the only one I got. And so I was fortunate to get that one. And yeah, it's an awesome figure, man. Tech is an awesome. His suit was awesome, but the figure itself. And so this one looks like another one where it's just appealing to me. I have no reference to the show because I have yet to watch it, but yeah, I think I might try for this one and kind of put them next to my Chrome clone troopers. And it's not Chrome, but it's kind of looks like it's in between there of like Chrome and like maybe like a Death Trooper type of look, kind of like in between, like that smoke gray, charcoal gray color.
Oh, I did get a Chrome Commander Cody.
Oh, did you? A Crody?
Yeah, he was like he was like pretty cheap on Underground Figures.
Oh, was he? Okay, yeah. They sat for a while. Those sat for a little bit.
Yeah,
those were exclusives as well, but they sat for a little bit.
Oh yeah, they were there for the longest time. It was like it was one of those things where you had to like get in the queue, but no one went in the queue to get them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all, what's this line for?
Yeah.
Why were people waiting around? Yeah. So look at this, man. Sandblasted look. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that looks great.
Yes.
Damn, that looks sick. Even the gun too. I can't remember if the gun always looked like that, or the blaster, or the rifle, I should say. The blaster rifle.
That looks a little bit. The front looks a little bit different. I can't remember that little.
Like the paint application.
Or that little hose on the front.
Oh yeah, right here. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks different. I could be wrong.
Yeah, that kind of does look different. Yeah. And the paint apps, I don't know. I can't remember if they have the same paint applications as well, or they just painted it to match the armor. Either way, it still looks good.
Yeah. Definitely a pickup. If you can.
Yeah, if you can. Yeah. Let me go back to address the chat. We got Rogue One Photography in the house. Hey, panel and chat. Thank you for coming through, Rogue One. Appreciate you. Hopefully you're having a good weekend. Another big Star Wars fan here. And speaking of, if you haven't already checked out his IG, I'll put it in the description below after the stream. But yeah, great photographer, as well as Commander Green. Both.
Yes.
Commander Green has more Star Wars focused shots. I know Rogue One has a little bit of both, but also a Star Wars fan. So yeah, great photographers. Go out and check out their work if you haven't already, if you're not familiar. Again, I'll put both of those in the description below. But thanks for joining us, Rogue One. Appreciate you coming through. Darth Brophy. Yep, need this one too. Are you talking about I'm guessing you're talking about the Elite Trooper? If so, then yeah, man. Yeah, I'm with you. I think I might have to get this one. Yeah. Everyone's talking about how Hot Toys is trying to kill him with these releases. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. They came hard this past week, Hot Toys, these past few weeks. But I mean, we kind of had a feeling, right? They knew what they were doing. It's like May the 4th, the month of May. They gotta do it up. I'm sure they had these queued up. So let's see. Commander Green said, even though it's not an actual clone, I'm a sucker for the armor. And if they make an Imperial crosshair, I'll need at least one to go with him. Yeah, this seems like it's not. I take it's not one that was in the Bad Batch, right? Because it's an exclusive. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like it hasn't. This armor, this look didn't make it in the. They're labeling it Bad Batch, but it sounds like it's not. It wasn't actually in the stream, or it's in the show.
I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch.
Yeah, I just have to watch it in general. Mitchell Lawrence saying these clones was a force not to be reckoned with in the Bad Batch. Are you talking about like Commando boss. Is that like the? Oh no, that was Clone Wars. So this one here, this elite squad trooper. Okay, so maybe it sounds like they did make an appearance in here. Yeah, let me know. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Again, I haven't seen Bad Batch yet, so I'm missing out. Let's see, Mitchell Lawrence. Yeah, speaking of, Bad Batch is a good watch up there with the animated Clone Wars and Rebels. Okay, nice. Yeah, I heard it was it started off kind of slow, but then it picked up towards the end. So yeah, I definitely want to watch it because I did love Clone Wars and Rebels. But those same had, I guess, they had its moments too, right? Those come some lows and some highs. It's slow moments as well. So I hear it. All right. Okay. Oh yeah. Thanks, Profi. Yeah. See, like I said, people confirming here. Yeah, these elite troopers were in the show. Okay, gotcha. Thanks for confirming here. And Commander Green. Yep. Appreciate you guys keeping me honest, putting me in check here, and schooling us casuals. All right. Anyone got anything else on the range trooper? Or sorry, the range. That's coming up. This elite squad trooper. Other than we're getting it. Sounds like we're all interested. I don't know, Mike, you might be on the fence still.
On the fence.
On the fence. Yeah.
I'm going to say this,
a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know what? If you're kind of on the fence, don't do it because it's a huge slippery slope. You're going to be like 10 clone troopers all around. You're like, where'd they come from?
Yeah. Yeah, you have to have really strong. You have to be able to, keep yourself in check and be able to say no.
Yes.
Yeah, it can
Strong
be
in the force not to do it.
Yeah, yeah, you got to be strong with the force. Yeah, and don't fall to the dark side. Yeah, of collecting mini. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So now that was the 3 releases. These 2 exclusives: Clone Commando Boss, Elite Squad Trooper. Again, those last 2 have yet to go up for pre-order. So good luck to you all. For those of you trying to get that, I think I'll be in line for the Squad Trooper. I think I'm gonna try to see how that's gonna how that'll go. Again, that's more limited than Commando Boss, but we'll see. And if I get it, awesome. If not, then it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, like we've all mentioned, there's a lot of other stuff coming through. So, okay, and then I have a topic on exclusive and limited, and that's kind of a talking point I want to discuss. But we'll wait till we get to the range trooper on that one. So that's upcoming. Which, speaking of, the next figure up is the range trooper. Well, what do you know? Yeah. All right, so this is the range trooper from Andor season 2. This was announcement, the first of the announcements. So the rest of these figures are going to be announcements. We'll cover some a tease towards the end from Sideshow. They had a tease, and so we'll before that we'll get through some of these announcements. So Range Trooper, $275 USD. This is up for pre-order. It's set to come out Q2, Q3 of next year, 2026. Standing a little over your typical 6 scale, so a little over 12 inches, about 31 centimeters. Great articulation. Has 30 points of articulation here, as a lot of these figures. Seems to be typical nowadays for a lot of the figures coming out recently. There's some here or there that have way less than that, but it seems like 30 is starting to be common. 6 hands that'll come with this range trooper, the bow fur collar, blaster rifle, rocket launcher, and the accessories that have been a topic of debate here. The Gription boots with a magnetic function.
Mm-hmm.
When this first went up, it didn't say in the description whether those are going to be magnetic or not. So I was thinking maybe that'll differentiate it from the exclusive, which we'll compare here in a little bit. So an exclusive version of this figure came out, and those boots were magnetic. But at the time this went up, it didn't say. But now that it's up for pre-order, it does say in the description that these will also be magnetic as well. So yeah, a little bit of basically everything from the exclusive release. That was from Solo. That was labeled Solo, a Star Wars story. Mm-hmm. That range trooper, and this one again is from Andor. And this one is another cool looking one, but not one that I personally feel like I need to get. Again, I gotta pick and choose. And if it was between this one and the Elite Squad Trooper, I think I'm going to try my hand at the Elite Squad Trooper. But this one does look cool. And we'll look at a comparison photos between this range trooper and the previously released or announced exclusive range trooper. But I'll turn it over to you guys in the meantime while I go through these photos. Any thoughts on this range trooper, or in the comparison to the other? Or we'll look at the comparisons when we get there. But any thoughts specifically on this range trooper here?
No, I liked it. And then that was I don't know, I was on the fence on that last Friday, looking at that, and I says, and again I says, well, I think I'll focus on more on Star Wars now. There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
This guy, I really like this figure.
Looks
It's
nice.
an awesome figure. Oh yeah, like the boots are awesome. I don't know if they're actually magnetic or not. I never actually tried it, but the detail is just like incredible. I just love like the
Yes.
extra fur here, the visor, the gun, and I ended up ordering the other one too with that big bazooka.
You get it?
I ordered it. It's still open, and I was thinking, do I need a third one? I'm like, no, don't do it. But yeah, amazing figure.
You were being
Love this
strong.
one.
You were being strong with the Force at that moment.
Yes. So no more.
Yeah. No, Magnus. No.
Mm-hmm.
No, and then I saw this on Andor. I think they had it played for maybe about a minute, and it says, but and I said, oh, there goes the figure, and I mean, I like it. I like the big bazooka.
Yeah.
And they used it in the show, so it was like, oh, okay, cool. So yeah, I like it. I mean, I'm twirling around, guys. Like, okay, this is my kind of army build. I'll just get a trooper of every different kind of trooper. There's one, but every different kind of trooper. But well, I don't know. We'll see. But I like this. I like this one, and I like the one Valkyrie has too. I mean, Valkyrie. This is pretty much the same, or a little bit with weathering or something to that effect. Or
It does. I mean, the scratches here, the markings here. Yeah, it looks like he's been through a big fight.
Okay.
And then it snows up in Seattle, so when it snows, he's gonna go out there for a little pose.
Nice.
So yeah, speaking of, let me go ahead and just bring this up then, since Mike, you segued into it for us. So here's a comparison between the two range troopers. So Solo, again, this is range trooper from Solo on the left. The exclusive, that was the MMS 768. The one on the right here, Andor, TMS 157, and Andor season 2, right? So just to kind of show you the comparison, they're pretty much again, just from what I can see, I'm not. I don't have a great eye for like the details of the figures and the suits, but they appear to be pretty similar, if not the same. The only difference is the coloring. So I noticed the one from Solo is more white overall. It has like a more whitened look to the coat and the armor, whereas the one from Andor has more of a brown tint to it. I don't know if it's kind of supposed to be like more like a dirty look, but you can kind of tell here.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just the photos though, if it's just like the lighting in the photos, or if that is actually the case. And that the Andor one is a little more browned there. Like it's like he hasn't washed his coat at all since he got it issued on the first day.
Or it's
so
tan,
I don't know.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I haven't seen. I mean, they side by side. It's just the other one. Andor is weathered more. That's it.
Yeah, right.
And
is that the case?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been rolling around in the dirty snow.
Yeah, different part of the snow base. Yeah, is that the case, Valkyrie? Does yours seem like pretty like cleanish? I know it has some weathering on it, but like the coat and the armor, is it pretty like more on the wider side, like bright white?
It looks like it at first, but then you take like a hard look at it. Like there's like a lot of stuff all over the armor, like little dirt spots. Oh, so it's really weathered. Also, I mean like the boots, like look at that. Even like the speckling of dirt on the coat. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Or here in the back too. Like all this dirt on there. I mean, that's yeah. So that I didn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't do that. That wasn't me. That was Hot Toys. I swear. So, I mean, looking at that and then this photo here of the Andor one, do you think they'd be about the same, or does the Andor one look pretty like it was going to be more brown? There's more browning on the Andor one compared to the one you have.
It looks like a little bit more dirt there, but to be honest, it looks like it's just the same thing.
Is it? Okay.
It does look like it, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell, right? Again, because these are just the photos that we're comparing.
But every first photo that everybody shows is the one with he has a cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the get you one. It's like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, the rocket launcher. Yeah.
The rocket launcher. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I thought the same thing too when, like you said, when you saw him in Andor, I'm like, oh shit, there he is. Yeah, he's right there. Yeah, because I hadn't seen him before. I forgot. I totally missed. No, I saw Solo, but I just didn't remember him being in Solo, and so it didn't even occur to me until it came up. This figure was released, right? The exclusive release, and then I saw it again in Andor. I'm like, oh, okay, well, there it goes. And so one thing I forgot to mention. So there's a first edition exclusive on this Andor version, right? And I forget what the timeline is now, but there's like it's a timed edition where if you get this figure within that time, then you get the boots. After that window closes, then it will no longer come with the magnetic gription boots, as I understand it. So that's what this first edition.
Boots. Yeah, that's what this.
Yeah. Well, you still get another pair of boots, but not these magnetic versions. Yeah. No boots for you. Yeah.
Well, that's what DC says. Boots are not an accessory.
Yeah, they're not an accessory. In this case, they are, I guess, right? In this case,
I guess, yeah.
An exclusive accessory. Mm-hmm. So yeah, just something to keep in mind if you're thinking about if you missed out on the exclusive and you don't care about if that is the case and the fur coloring is different and that doesn't bother you and you just want this figure in general, then this is a good opportunity to get it now with the magnetic boots. And one thing I've heard to what Commander Green here is saying, he says the boots are magnetic, just not very strong. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing as well. I don't have it, but I'm hearing, for those that aren't aware, when that exclusive initially kind of went out, there were some photos of it, people kind of attaching it to their car or just other things and showing how strong it was and people thinking they can stick it on their fridge. But I've heard of stories where it didn't seem like it was that strong. So
okay, so I'm not going to stick it on my fridge.
Yeah. You could try, just get ready to catch it. Yeah, put your hand underneath and just like ever so gently. Yeah. But so this first edition exclusive will come with those magnetic boots. And speaking of, here, we'll go ahead and look at the accessories. So comparing the accessories between the two. So again, this is a Solar Range Trooper. Again, for those who may not be aware, I just wanted to show you the differences here so you can see for yourselves. The 6 pairs of hands and that blaster rifle this is the exclusive version, right? The Solo. And then here is this newest Andor Range Trooper that just came out. Throw in the rocket launcher and some interchangeable boots. Here, these are, so we got like I said, the first edition exclusive gription boots on the left, and the normal boots that he would come with outside of that would be these here, this like standard kind of winter Wonderland boots there. Yeah. Without the magnets. But yes, also 6 hands, kind of, I don't want to say a sand base. It looks more like the Star Wars sand base, but they just changed the color of it to gray or a whitish. It looks like it's supposed to be snow, right? Yeah. And so this one has like a crate base here with like this little like crate look to it, a rectangular base on the exclusive version. So yeah, some minor differences there, but overall, it seems like you're getting the same thing. Just like I said, just some different coloring.
So they're stating that if buy it now, and then we'll throw in these boots, these Krypton boots.
Yeah, if you act now, saying. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Yep. Yeah, and I like I said, there's a timed. There's a window, right? There's a timer on when you can pre-order this to get those boots, and I forget where it's at. Obviously, go to sideshow.com. And it'll be on there. You click on the Range Trooper. And
because quite honestly, I mean, what caught my eye, the two things, was the boots, these boots, and the rocket launcher. And I said, oh, that's nice. So now they're saying, well, you better order it now, or else you're not going to get no boots.
Yeah, you better jump on it now.
Yep. But if you do the payment arrangement, it doesn't come out till like next year, so you don't even start paying for that thing.
Oh, it's
way out.
I haven't dipped in there, but you know what? Just to add on to streaming with your shows with you gentlemen, it's been fantastic. But I go through the stuff that I don't usually dabble with Star Wars, like I said, and now I'm getting this. Now, just for this segment, I said I can go back and look at it again.
Yeah, just to check.
And Valkyrie says, "Oh, you don't have to pay until next year." I said, "Oh,
yeah." This could be a dangerous thing coming on these streams. Yeah, or just watching them in general, right? Yeah, yeah. But like I said, all I'm doing is just providing information, just sharing what's out there, and it's up to you guys. I'm leaving it up to you guys. Yeah, I'm not little enabling here. I'm just sharing information. Don't shoot the messenger. Yeah, don't shoot the messenger. But yeah, anyone got any other thoughts on this range trooper here? I'm gonna go on to the topic that I was referring to earlier. If not,
buy it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, buy it.
Yeah,
okay.
Do it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, I'm sold. Okay, don't shoot. Yeah, you got me. You got me. All right. So yeah, so I mentioned earlier there was a so these boots, right, brought up a topic of debate for this figure. Let me go back. Here we go. So exclusive here again on the left and Andor on the right. And so I think some of us, we talked about on some of the streams as we usually do, right? When that exclusive first came out, and some people were kind of speculating like that we're going to see a version of this. This is an exclusive version. We'll probably see another version of this released later on, because Hot Toys has done that in the past, right? And a lot of us know exclusive, right? What to expect for quote unquote exclusives in the hobby, in the toy collecting action figure or just collectible hobby, right? Exclusives. So I just wanted to I didn't really clarify this on previous streams, and it probably goes without saying, but for those who may not be familiar, who are just getting into the game, right? So there's exclusives and limited, and usually with Hot Toys, they go hand in hand, right? And so I think sometimes we tend to forget, including myself, exclusive doesn't necessarily refer to the figure itself only, or a version of that figure only being locked to a certain time period, or a certain like a variant of a figure being locked to a retailer. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. So a specific retail, like that version, I should say, like the figure itself is, if that makes sense, it's being sold through a particular retailer that has it initially when they put it out for sale. Okay, so again, for example, so this exclusive Range Trooper was exclusive to Hot Toys, meaning that only Hot Toys and its distributors are selling this figure. Mm-hmm. And you can't get it outside of like at the local mom and pop places or comic book shops or the resellers. Well, I take that back, because resellers are just like private companies, right? They can buy the figures and turn around and resell it, hence the reseller, right? So it's just no different from me buying a figure from Hot Toys and turning around and reselling it. So yeah, obviously it's not exclusive because I'm buying it, but it was exclusive when it initially came out. And so yep. I think sometimes we forget that exclusive just means that at the time the retailers have that version of it, but that doesn't mean like another variant could come out later in the future again. So this Range Trooper is a perfect example, right? So at the time, Hot Toys only had this version of this trooper. If the coloring is a factor, if that is a case, maybe it only comes in this like lighter, more whitish color, than Andor has like a brownish color. If that is the case, I don't know how it's going to look when it comes out. I'm just going off of the pictures here, but another example would be, I always refer to this with the Captain America, right? The stealth suit. Hot Toys had an Endgame exclusive version that came with Thanos' gauntlet. Again, I was labeled Endgame, but then later on we got a more widely released stealth suit that was available to everybody, right? So that wasn't exclusive, that just everybody was able to get that. So again, exclusive just referring to who's selling it at the time, because you look at other toy companies, I'm thinking more like smaller scale. You look at Black Series or Marvel Legends, right? There's certain variants that are only exclusive to certain toys or certain stores like Target or Walmart. Those versions are only exclusive to that certain store, but then you have like another variant that's available everywhere else. Mondo, going back to 6 scale, Mondo has their exclusives that you can only get through their
that's
site.
it.
Yeah,
Somewhat.
exactly. From there, but then they'll release like other variants, or sometimes with accessories. Certain exclusive means that they have only certain accessories that come along with them. And so yeah, it's just, there's always a possibility, like just because it says exclusive doesn't mean that another version of that figure is going to come out. That just means that whatever that version of that figure has come to is only being sold through that particular retailer. And then another example is video games. Right now, video games do this as well, where sometimes you'll have a timed exclusive where a game will only be exclusive to a certain platform. Let's say PlayStation for a certain a period of time, and then after a while, then it goes open to other platforms as well after that. So again, I know this is obvious to some of you, and some of you are like, okay, well, duh, I'm aware of this, but again, for those new collectors who are coming through, or just some of you who just forgot about that aspect of it, I just kind of wanted to remind people who get an exclusive thinking that they're not going to see a version of this figure anywhere else. It's just like, I have this version and that's it. And that may be true to a certain extent with the accessories, but there you may see a variant of it later on. And so I just
it's Jay, just to add on to that.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good that you add this tutoring on this, because I just followed the shows and got you listen to you guys lingo and everything else, and what's this and what's weightless and blue lined or whatever it is, and this and that. And you just try to find out what's going on, and oh, my wait list converted, what are you talking about? And it's good to, if you adding that some key points of what's what and how things work, because it gets confusing, a little bit confusing on sometimes of what's this, like exclusive and time exclusive. I mean, example, I remember coming out of Comic-Con I think it was a year ago, and it says, and they were talking about, I was waiting at the trolley station to go home, and it says Deadpool. It now has open to get Deadpool, and then dude, I was running around that trolley station trying to get a connection, and then I was in a panic. But then I noticed that after, it's time. So it says 21 more days. So these little key things and everything that you don't see, because I always thought once they put it up, you need to buy it now.
Yeah.
That was my theory before, and it was like, oh, you have to buy it right now. And then it said, but going where I'm hanging with you guys and getting more, educated on this side of 6 scale, then you can kind of try to figure it out. So it's always good to throw some lingo out for the new collectors.
Yeah, for sure. And again, I know this. Some of you are like, okay, yeah, we get it. We already know. We already we're aware of this. But yeah, like you said, just sharing information and for those that may not be aware. But you brought up a good point about the SDCC. Right? That's another example of exclusives that, like, a variant of figures, or just certain figures in particular, are only being sold at conventions like San Diego Comic-Con. Hot Toys, for instance, also had Toy Fair exclusives where they were only sold at Toy Fair. Some of them, I believe, were sold online as well. And I covered that recently. But those are also an example of where there's certain figures Hot Toys released that they haven't done a variant of. And I covered that. I think like there was like a Ghost Rider that they did as a Toy Fair exclusive. I'm trying to go off memory here. I think there was a Maria Hill, I want to say, from Age of Ultron. I think she was a Toy Fair exclusive, and Hot Toys hasn't done a variant. So there are some instances where Hot Toys, in this case, have done a character that they haven't released anywhere else. And it seems like to only be Toy Fair exclusives are the particular ones. But anything outside of that, just like Hot Toys exclusive, it seems like they do another version of that figure. Again, like I mentioned, Cell Suit Cap, this Range Trooper is an example. I think the Iron Man Mark V, I want to say the red and silver one, I think that was an exclusive that had like a specific diorama base, but they had generally released a Mark V prior to that. So yeah, it just kind of goes to show. I know some people kind of get disappointed when they get a figure thinking that that's the only version or iteration of that figure they're going to have and no other version is going to exist. And so I just, again, for those new collectors or those who may not be familiar, that's typically not the case. There are some exceptions, like I said, like the Toy Fair exclusive, but just kind of encounter or kind of expect.
Sometimes it does happen. And I could say one was the Harley Quinn, the last Harley Quinn that came out.
Yeah.
And she's like a rarity when they put her out there, and it says, so I picked up everybody went for that one, and then she's a rarity. I don't know, she's a very popular commodity, but this Hot Toys doesn't put a lot of stuff behind Harley Quinn. But the last one went out real quick, and we probably won't see one. Yeah, and we probably won't see one for another long time.
Yeah. Yeah, another example of the exclusive I was going to say is like I not even touch on. I forgot to touch on limited. Usually they go hand in hand with Hot Toys, right? If there's exclusive, it's usually limited to a certain number. But just because something is exclusive doesn't mean it's limited. An example of that for you, again, you smaller scale collectors, the NECA Ninja Turtles, right? So the movie turtles are typically only sold in Walmart stores, right? So that's the movie turtles, and sometimes they sell it on the NECA store as well. But the animated turtles, like the cartoon and I believe the comic-based turtles, are exclusive to Target. So you have to get those in the Target stores, and those aren't really limited. I mean, yeah, they run out because people buy them, but there's no limit to the number that they're producing because they keep trying to. For what I understand, NECA is trying to produce those as much as they can. But that's an example of exclusive to a certain store, but not limited. And then, of course, you can have it the other way around where there's a figure that's limited, but it's not exclusive, right? And an example of that would be Caustic Plastic. That was kind of their approach, right? They make the Frank Dukes from Bloodsport, the Frankenstein. Overall, there's a limit on that, but they're not technically exclusive to any one retailer. But in that case, Caustic Plastic does have an exclusive version that you can only get on their site, but they have like a standard and deluxe that you can get at multiple sites. And so, again, two examples there of where something can be limited, not exclusive, but not limited. Sometimes they do go hand in hand. And so, again, sometimes we interchange them, but a reminder that they're not one and the same. They're two different things.
I want to throw this question out to the gentlemen in the panel if they want to add on to this. When you go to Target or Walmart and you pass through the toy section, I've done it just to be nosy to see what's going on. It seems to me, that's why I want to get the feedback. It seems like it's all shallow, just like it's just like it's nothing's there. Something was there, but it's not.
Shelves
there
are
no
empty.
more. It's just like what happened to this? And it says, I mean, going to the toy aisle. Oh my God! Your parents put you there. And then went to their shopping while you sat in those aisles for an hour, 2 hours.
It's
just so. I mean, what happened? It all disappeared. I don't know. I don't know if we are buying all the toys, but we're sure ain't buying them from Walmart, or Target. And Toys R Us is gone where I'm at down here in San Diego.
Same.
And it says so. I don't know. I guess we're just buying them online. It's all online, or if the kids are playing with toys anymore.
Yeah, and especially like now, currently, not we won't get too much into this because I know people are hearing this, but there's that whole tariff situation, right? And so I think even prior to that, toy companies are kind of slowing down a little bit of what they're selling in stores, and so it sucks to see, man. Hopefully that's not a continued trend. Hopefully it changes recently because it's nostalgia. One of the things that we're missing. And it was always an excitement to go to the stores and just, like you said, you'd be in the toy aisle and just kind of look at all the toys, window shop, basically. You're going through and just looking at them all and imagining kind of like, man, if only I had all the money, start grabbing toys. Yeah. It's a good feeling, man. Yeah. I hear you. I definitely hear you. It's kind of sad to see, in my opinion. So I'm with you there, Mike. You got any thoughts on that, Valkyrie?
Sorry, something kind of came up.
No worries. You gotta go.
Give me.
Okay.
Yeah, let me. I'm just gonna just come out. Let me just pause it really quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. Do your thing, man. Do your thing.
Thanks.
Yep. All right. So I know. Sorry, that was a long little segue there into exclusive versus limited, but again, I just wanted to kind of throw that out there and for those
education.
For those who may have forgot or just may not be aware. So, all right. I think we're good on that one. Let me address the chat real quick. We got Superior Beam in the house. S Beam, thank you for coming through, my man. Hello, all. He says, hello, S Beam. Hopefully you're having a good day as well, man. I think you're at working, but hopefully everything's going well at work, and I'm sure you're looking forward to getting off and just enjoying the rest of the weekend. So, hopefully you do just that, man. Hopefully you do just that. Thanks for coming through, S Beam. Thanks for having us in the, if you are at work, having us in the background and letting us entertain you, help you get through that time there. One Adam 12 in the house. What is up, Adam? Thank you, my man, for coming through and joining us. Hey guys, running errands but listening when I can in the car. May the force be with you. May the force be with you as well, my friend. Yeah, thank you for coming through on this eve of May the 4th. Yeah, and appreciate you listening to us and turning us. Let me pause there. and putting us on the background. Got almost stepped into that one there. I said in there, yeah. Putting us on the background while you're running your errands, man. Appreciate you coming through, Adam. Okay, and S-Beam, always, man, my man, always with the support. I appreciate you for doing that because I know I don't do a good job at that, but hit the like button. Thanks, S-Beam, for reminding me. And yes, if you're finding this stream entertaining, informative, interesting, please don't forget to that like button. That would greatly be appreciated. Any support of the channel does help, and I do appreciate that. So, yes, greatly appreciated. Okay, going on to we have quite a few Star Wars figures to discuss here. So going on to the next one. Oh man, okay, here another announcement. This one right here. Oh, it's getting hot in here. This is Darth Nihilus, branded Legends. Man, this one here. Okay. All right, up for pre-order, $265 USD, set to come out Q2, Q3 of 2026. Hot Toys is already pumping, getting ready, getting these ready for that, for that time frame. Before, like I mentioned,
get on the list.
Yeah, it was Q1 to Q2, now it's Q2 to Q3. So the next round of figures, for that year, are dropping. They're going up now, so brace yourselves. Another one that stands a little over 12 inches. It's about 31 centimeters here. Again, great articulation, 30 points of articulation. With all these robes, I'm sure you'll get that range as maybe compared to a trooper where the armor may hinder it. But here, multiple robes here. So I don't think you'll have any hindrance of the range of articulation for this figure. Again, full disclosure, as I mentioned earlier, so this is based on Knights of the Old Republic, KOTOR, as some people may refer to that. For those of you that have heard that but didn't know what it was, KOTOR stands for Knights of the Old Republic, and that it was a video game. And I forget the years, but it came out a while ago. I believe in like the late 90s, 90s-ish, early 2000s. But this is from the sequel. So this character is from Knights of the Old Republic 2, again, which I never played. It was a RPG, a role-playing game at the time. Well, I mean, it still is, but it is a role-playing game, I should say. So I have since I never played it, I've only heard and seen pictures of this character, but didn't know the backstory. Saw this Hot Toys figure come up, got me interested, did my research, and I'll touch on that here in a second on the backstory from what I learned. And of course, you guys in the chat and comments, you can school me, correct me if I'm wrong, if I get any of this wrong, but 6 hands here for the accessories, 3 different cape/tunic. So you have, these are all wired, by the way. So 1 cape with the hood that's wired, a short tunic, and a long tunic. Again, all of those are wired. So you have a variety of robes, each with the wire in there for maximum posability here in the flowiness of the wind and just the badassery, if you will, on this figure. And we'll go through some more photos of this. Of course, every Sith, every Jedi has to have a lightsaber. This is no different. This will be USB powered. Nihilus will have a USB powered lightsaber hilt in addition to a non-USB powered one, right? It's been, as we've seen with all Sith and Jedis that come out recently from Hot Toys, and the recent ones anyways. And then the interchangeable typical static, and then the dynamic, the woo, woo, woo effect lightsaber blade. And 5 lightning effect accessories, which look badass, man. These look different from your typical lightning effect accessories that we've seen from previous, like Palpatine or aka Darth Sidious, which we'll look at here in a little bit. Yeah. But these actually attach to the arms. They go around his arms, and they have like a gradient purple red hue to them. Some are just all red. There's 3 of them that are red, and then there's 2 that are red and purple that are attachable to the hands. So yeah, this figure looks sick, man. And a little bit on the backstories. From what I understand, this character, like I said, first appeared in Knights of the Old Republic, also known as the Lord of Hunger, right? So Darth Nihilus was the Lord of Hunger. Went through some hardships. His home was devastated by war. And then he was picked up by another Sith named Darth Treya. I have no reference. I'm not too familiar. I heard the name, but I'm not too familiar. But found him, trained Nihilus to be her apprentice, right? So Darth Treya was the Sith Lord at the time. Took on Darth Nihilus along with Darth Sion. So those 2 were her apprentices. And so they trained under her. Of course, like with any Darth or Sith story, right? They end up overtaking their master. they overpowered Darth Treya, and I guess they separated from the Force. But yeah, so this guy, they call him Lord of Hunger because he was basically a Force vampire. He sucked up Force energy from his victims, from Jedi, from basically anybody he was able to. Anybody he came in contact with, it seemed like he just took up their energy, but he absorbed so much it got to the point where his own body couldn't hold all this energy, and so he had to use the dark side to kind of then I'm blanking here, to put whatever energy he had all into his mask and his armor, or his attire, his clothing, or I guess he has. I don't see armor in here, but they said armor from what I was reading, so maybe he has armor underneath. I'm not sure. But yeah, and so all that energy is just harnessed within his mask and his armor there. So yeah, a Force energy Sith Lord, kind of like an energy vampire, like Colin Robinson. For those of you who know What We Do in the Shadows, that's what I kind of see him as when I saw that. It was like a energy vampire. So that's what this guy reminded me of. But yeah, looks badass, man. This mask just reminds me of like a ninja. You know, like those ninja masks that you kind of see sometimes. Yeah. I'm thinking mostly of like from Naruto, where like they have the Anbu. If for those of you who know the anime Naruto, where like the Anbu, that special ninja force, to have those masks. Yes. This kind of reminds me of that. So another reason why I love that, because I love just that whole.
That's catching my eye.
Yeah, right. The mask, that design. Yeah, that mask is sick.
All week I've only seen this on my phone. Now I see it on my laptop, and it was like, oh.
That's like a Japanese sort of like a themes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm really digging that. But yeah, I'll stop there. I talked enough. I'll throw it to you guys. Go ahead. I'll let you guys gush now.
No, thank you, Jay. Because I was gonna do the same thing. I was gonna say, well, let me go. I like to get a little backstory before I end up buying you. But
before I buy you.
Before I buy you.
Yeah.
And so, but no, it looks fantastic and everything. I wish they would show. Maybe he does have armor underneath. I don't know. And but it looks great. It looks fantastic. The only thing I'm gonna ask you guys, those right there, the lightning or force or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had this on other figures? Because going down a scale to 12, well, to 112. Sometimes they give it to you, Jay. They give you those things you can put on there and everything, and it seems like it never works for me.
Right.
They stay on and they fall off, and this and that. On the picture, it looks beautiful. They have them all like this and this and that, but when you get it in hand and put them on the arms, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
That's even what scares me.
You're out on the 112 scale figures. It's like, how do you put this on, right?
Yeah.
Even on the Hot Toys, it's like, huh? Yeah, so it feels like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're kind of tricky. It seems like it might be the same way to what you're saying, Mike, on how you might have to just like, put it a certain way to make sure they stick. I know with the previous Sidious or Palpatine, I think they molded the lightning effects into his fingertips, right? I'm forgetting.
Yeah, they did.
I think.
I have
right. So that was.
We're gonna go into that,
but it's not long.
That's where I saw that, and I said, "Okay, I like that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
To Valkyrie's point, I think these are definitely longer, which look badass. But I think it may.
It looks.
Oh. We're losing you, Mike. You're breaking up. Or is he breaking up for anyone else? Or
Very
just
nice. And I like that. I like the whole robe.
Well, I can hear him now, but.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, you were kind of breaking up there, Mike. Oh, I think he's frozen now.
Uh-oh. Okay,
we'll come back to him. What are your thoughts on this, Valkyrie?
Yeah, it's pretty creepy looking, but which is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, you ain't seen creepy yet.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's say if I was like a single guy living in my own apartment and I put him there, and if I woke up in the middle of the night and looked at him, I'd be like, you know, that might freak me out. But I mean, it is pretty cool. It's also kind of like a nice piece to have because it's not something that everyone recognizes. So, you know what I mean? It's a unique figure that you can have, and it could be a good conversation piece also when people come over.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I'm with you. This is definitely unique. Again, exactly. I tend to gravitate more towards unique looking figures, and this is, a Sith character, or just a character in Star Wars in general that, has this unique look that is atypical of other.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What were we gonna say, Mike?
No, I said I knew of the name, I didn't know of
Yeah.
the backstory or anything, and the way it looks and everything. But I mean, even if you didn't know, I mean, you walk in and say, "Well, what's up with that one?" It just looks, it
Mhm.
just pops. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. And this is kind of like Revan. I ended up getting Revan and Lord Starkiller because those look badass and unique, just their armors and their looks and their appearances. And so I think this one, this is one of the ones I'm most likely going to pull the trigger on. The only reason I haven't yet is that whole, again, terror situation. I know that's kind of up in the air. It's kind of unpredictable, right? We don't know where that's going to land or where that's going to go. And I'm just, but you kind of figure you hope, right? Fingers crossed by next year when this is released, that would have worked itself out. Again, you would hope. And so that's a long time for this, when this comes out, I should say, like that's kind of like a long time, too far ahead to kind of anticipate what's going to happen. And so I think, but I have to make the choice now, right? Because if I want to get it at a decent price, I have to really seriously consider about pre-ordering this and just hope that the terror situation calms down next year, or wait and not pre-order it and just take a risk and then possibly missing out on this because it just gets picked up by everywhere. On everyone. Yeah. So, but yeah, multiple factors. Again, how popular is this character? You guys, I was even saying I wasn't too familiar with this character. So like the popularity versus how awesome this looks and people jumping on it because of that. And so, yeah, I mean, look at Marok, right? I think Marok sold out everywhere from the Ahsoka show.
I can't remember. I feel like he was. Oh,
let me know in the chat. Yeah. Go ahead.
That was a good question. Is this male or female? I'm kind of curious. For Darth Nihilus.
Question. I want to say this is a male, but again, correct me in the chat or in the comments here if I'm mistaken. From what I was reading, it seemed like this was a male.
Okay.
And I should have got his actual name, their actual name before they became Darth Nihilus. But I think it was a male.
Okay, I'm just kind of curious because the master was female, right? If I remember, you said.
Yes. Yeah. Darth Treya. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and that's a whole story as well. And I know some people were kind of asking maybe they'll do a Darth Sion and a Darth Treya. I have to go again. I don't know what they look like. I have to go back and see, but that would be a cool display to have these three to follow that storyline, that arc there, that trio. I forgot what they called them. There was a name for those three there, and it was like the first time the Sith had a group of three like that, and there was a specific word for them. I don't even if I remembered, I wouldn't even know how to pronounce it. But yeah, that was kind of a unique situation. But the robes on here, look at all the weathering and the holes and the how it's all tattered and stuff. Yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. I mean, they made it look real.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Yeah, this looks really sick. Really sick, man. And you guys mentioned on the whole the Japanese or the Asian aspect of the mask, the theme there. Yeah, like figures that have that kind of theme or element to them as well. And I'm sure some of you have seen the figure Lowdown know I kind of gravitate toward those figures. So this just has a mash of different things combined, has a unique, mysterious horror effect. Obviously it's a Sith, and then you got that mask. Yeah, it's just, if I didn't know any better, this could have been an exclusive or a special edition, I should say, a variant of another figure, and it would have been sold. I mean, just because of the look.
Yeah.
But it has that kind of that vibe, right? Yeah. That it could be something like an exclusive special edition.
They state that it says Darth Nihilus was a human male who reigned as a Dark Lord of the Sith.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep. And even so, actually, speaking of, that just reminded me, this is another good example of Hot Toys making this figure. They could have very well made this an exclusive because of the popularity. I don't think a lot of people knew who this character was, or, this would have been across their radar. I know some people were asking for this and they wanted this. I know there are people who are fans of Knights of the Old Republic and the game and again the lore, and then there's probably a larger audience who had no idea who this was, including me, right? I'm not gonna lie, I'm throwing myself in that group as well. But I think Hot Toys could have did this, and I don't think anybody would have complained. I don't say anybody, but I think a majority of people wouldn't have complained. But no, they just made it available to everybody, which is awesome. I'm always up for making a figure available to those who want it. Making enough for everybody who wants one. And so I'm glad that they did make it exclusive, so other people can have an opportunity. They don't have to rush to get it and then go in a queue. It's there if you want it. So if you're interested, here's your opportunity to get an awesome figure that otherwise I think would have been exclusive or could have been exclusive. It's just a matter of like now how much are they going to sell, right? Let's see how much they will sell. So hopefully it doesn't get canceled. I know that's happened before, right? So
yeah.
I think I'm leaning more towards. I think I'm gonna take the gamble and pre-order it, and then hope that nothing happens with the tariff. Of course, I can always cancel. There's a chance of me losing my NRD, but I think I want to support this, and so it doesn't get canceled to show that I want it, and just it looks badass, man. I would love to have this character in my collection. So, anyone else thinking about pulling the trigger on this one?
I'm on the fence on this one. It looks pretty cool, but at the same time, I'm probably gonna do my research on this and see this is something I really want. But I mean, as far as cool look, it's a 10. Creepiness also a 10.
Yeah. Yep.
But still, it still looks awesome though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Then didn't touch on this. Some people got this right. We covered Hot Toys already released a Revan. Right, and that was the Sith, the dark side Revan. But here we see a light side Revan, which we actually discussed. I think it was me and X-Men Supreme Dave. We were discussing Revan. We're discussing. I'm sure others have speculated this too, that they could, now that they came out with that Revan, there's a possibility they could come out with a light side Revan or a Jedi Revan, and it looks to be a tease here. But again, Hot Toys has done this before, where they included a character in some photos, and we haven't seen anything of it. People call it a tease. There's speculation like, oh, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. But, sometimes they just don't. Nothing ever happens. They just use it for photos. So, but this is a unique situation because I don't think I've ever seen this character at all in any of the other Hot Toys photos. I could be mistaken, but that isn't. So it's just all to say that it's not a guarantee that Hot Toys will do this, but it is cool to see that it's a possibility, right? That they're a quote unquote tease and that it could happen. Because they already have the body. They have everything else. They just throw in the white robes and like a different color set of like gauntlets and armor and other accents. And then bam, you're good. So it would have been, I can see this being exclusive. Again, exclusive, right? Making it for a limited number. There you go again, exclusive and limited, right?
Yeah.
To those who may want this. I don't know. What do you guys think?
No, I really like this figure. It pops. I mean, even if you didn't even know what's the backstory or this or that, and I really like it, and I'm really getting a full view of it right now. I mean, on when you put up the name, it says Darth, in Google it says Darth Nihilus, a living nightmare.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the artwork that's behind it is really, really, really deep, like what do you call that? Grim Reaper kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I was getting that same vibe from that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And here he is with Star Killer. This is the figure that I was mentioning that I ended up getting from. This is based on Force Unleashed. This is Lord Star Killer in his Sith Stalker, if I remember correctly. Sith Stalker uniform here. And this figure was awesome too. I got this one, and this was another one. I was like, damn, I'm glad I got this one. That's a badass figure. So looking to hopefully replicate this display here, having both Nihilus, Lord Starkiller, and Revan all next to each other. Yeah, looking forward to that one. Yep. All right. Sorry. I just had a gush about this one because I saw this and I was just excited, man. This is one I'm really stoked about. I'm sure you're like, all right, Peasy, we get it. Damn. You like this figure. Okay. Let me address the chat here. Mike P. Litterus, my man, listening in the shower. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I've done that before too, where I didn't want to miss a stream and I got really into it, and so I just threw it on my my HomePod and while I'm showering, and yeah, I've done that too. So I'm not gonna lie, man. So thanks for listening to us in the shower. Hopefully, we are entertaining you. You don't have us blasting too loud there, but thanks for joining us, Mike. Mitchell Lawrence saying, when is Hot Toys going to give us Hoth characters? Yeah, man, I know we're kind of, a lot of people, collectors are anxiously awaiting that. I think the only one if you want to consider it, I think I mistakenly thought Han, the latest Han was Empire Strikes Back, but that was Return of the Jedi. So I think the only one they've done so far is Chewie, right? The latest one from Empire Strikes Back with
Yes.
C-3PO. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, I don't think they've done any other,
I picked
unless
those
there's like
two up
older
this
ones,
week.
something. But yeah, yeah. Any? Oh, you said you got those two?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
the Chewie
Yeah.
with C-3PO, and then I says, "Well, there's Han too." And I says, "Because you know what these OT figures, sometimes you get into things that says, are they going to do it again?
Yeah.
Are they? When?" So
Yeah,
it's kind of
when?
like, oh, when I'm going to see another Chewie, when I'm going to see
Yeah.
another Han. I don't know, probably another
Well, there you
Han,
go.
but
Yeah.
a Chewie. So we'll see. I mean,
Yeah,
we
never
got.
say never.
You know what? You know what I'm banking on, gentlemen. It says I'm
What's that?
banking on. I said I'm gonna collect Star Wars looking forward. Okay, what I can get here. I got 2 years to the 50th, and we'll see what all's going. If they slammed it like this week for this year, you imagine the year of the 50th. So, which is just 2 more
Yeah.
years up in
Yep.
LA. So you know they're
Yep.
gonna bam. So
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm hoping that I can get these OT characters, down the road.
Yeah, I'm sure that it's only a matter of time. I think it's like you said, it's a matter of when, right? I think it's
Yeah.
just a matter of when.
Yep.
And it's just that's where the patience aspect comes in, and knowing what Hot Toys has done before. And so there's a good chance. It's never a guarantee, but there is a good chance that those previous figures, those OT figures, those and some Hoth figures, right? To what Mitchell Lawrence is saying, some of those Hoth versions of these characters could come out. So just hang in there, collectors. Hopefully, we'll see that in our lifetimes. We
Yeah,
shall
I need
see.
that. I need that. What do you call it? Tauntaun, where you kind of open up and stick in your.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
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 Oh,
You want that diorama display with the Tauntaun all cut open with
Cut
his
open.
guts hanging out? Yeah.
Yeah.
With
Of
the
course, that's my
slimy
favorite
like
line.
what's that?
What?
I was gonna say, if that happens, I know
Say it.
exactly what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say, I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Say it. Say
Say it. We got Clinton Martin in the house. What is up, Clinton? Thanks for joining us. Howdy, folks. He says, appreciate you coming through,
Hey,
Clinton Martin.
Clinton.
Hopefully you're having a good weekend so far, my guy. And as well, Tremble Dust, Dizzle in the house. Hey, fellas, working a bit on the weekend. Darth looks good. Yes, sir, man. Yeah, I just spent, multiple minutes gushing on this figure, so I think I won't go back into it. Don't get me started, Tremble Dust. Don't get me started. I just came down. I just came out down at that high. So, all right. Before I get myself worked up again, going on to the next announcement here. So you thought this was scary, Valkyrie. Oh, man, you thought this one was scary. Next up, we have the Senator, the Chancellor, the Emperor himself. Good. We got Palpatine, Darth Sidious here. This is from episode 3. This is branded Revenge of the Sith. And yes, for those of you who are thinking, hey, wait, didn't they already put one up for pre-order recently? Yes, they did. And of course, I'm going to go through, compare this with that one and compare it to the Clone Wars version we got that was previously released. So first with the deets on this one, so 285 USD also. I'm telling you, set to come out Q2, Q3 of next year. Brace yourselves. It's going to be another another range. Yes, some heat's going to be dropping. Well articulated, has all your 30 points of articulation there. MMS 805. So I just bring that up to kind of keep that in mind when we compare it to the other one. So this is 805 here. So this one, a good amount of, again, just like Rex, a good amount of display options with this one. So you have the Palpatine head sculpt, right, pre-scarred. Then you have the Sidious / unlimited power / do it roll head sculpt with rolling eyes. So they both have rolling eyes. You got 7 Sidious hands, 5 Palpatine hands, black colored cape with the hood and a red outer robe. Both of those will be wired. So both the his cape and his robe will be wired. And just like Nihilus, you got your USB powered hilts and then your non-USB powered hilts. And then, of course, the static and the dynamic woo blade, interchangeable blades on those as well. So your typical Sith blades. And a unique I don't want to say unique, but like a little more of a step up of your standard from your standard Star Wars base, right? It's not your rectangular Star Wars base or your sand base. This is kind of more of like a circular base with a little, somewhat of a design diorama. We'll look at photos of it when we go through it, but yeah, this again, I said this, in our chat when this came out, a good option for those who didn't get the previous two versions. It was kind of interesting to me that Hot Toys released this because, again, like I touched on just a little bit ago, that there's like already an episode 3 Sidious, but there are some differences in that, and we'll look at those here in a second. But this is kind of like your all-in-one, right? Again, if you don't if you don't care about which version you have, you just want like a general representation of Palpatine / Sidious, you got a 2-for right here, 2-for-1. You got your pre-scarred and then your scarred here. Like I mentioned before, I think on another stream, this is like, your Palpatine when you enter the club, and then your Palpatine when you leave the club. When the lights come on, you're like, oh damn, type of version. So you got two options here. This one's catered more to a specific scene. This is obviously the scene right where he transforms. He goes from his unscarred to his scarred look when Anakin confronts him, and then when Mace confronts him as well. When they're both, I should say, when Mace confronts Palpatine, right? And there's that whole thing. It's probably like the scariest moment ever in Star Wars, in my opinion. Like that whole scene was just like, if you want horror, that was probably the closest to horror you're gonna get. And then with Palpatine, the way he looks here, yeah, that whole scene was just, that's messed up, man. That was a little disturbing, I should say. That whole scene just kind of like makes me feel
the
weird.
Other night, and I replayed it, and they're like, "Oh God,
yeah,
right, yeah."
What was that show? I forgot. There was I forgot what's his name. He was like he had like red hair. He does like these parodies. I forgot his name. He was the guy who played Dr. Evil's son. I forgot the name of that actor.
Yeah,
Seth. I forget his
Seth Green.
Seth Green.
Yeah, Seth Green.
Yes,
Seth Green.
He did his own version of
Robot Chicken.
Robot Chicken. Yes.
Chicken.
Yeah.
He said something. It's one of the creepiest scenes, but he turned it into one of the funniest scenes.
Is he ordering a sandwich?
No. He says to Vader, he goes, "By the way, you are now Darth Vader, right?" And then he goes,
"Yeah.
By the way, my face is a little bit weird, like it's burnt. Can you tell me how I look?" And then Anakin's like, "Oh my gosh!" He goes, "What?" And then, I don't know
is
if
it
I
bad?
can say this online, but he said, "You look like." He goes, "I look like Darth." Probably the best way I could put it is I could say, without offending anyone, he goes, "Darth Scroats" or something like that. This is probably.
I gotcha. I see. I haven't seen that. I got to go back and watch it. I know he. I knew he did that show, and he was like, I think he wrote and/or did voices, right? But I never actually saw it. So yeah, I got to go back and catch that on YouTube then.
He says to Anakin, he goes, "Well, wow, your 20 minutes of indecisiveness burned off like half my face. My face looks like a living."
That's true. Yeah, you're just sitting there cooking while Anakin was thinking about it, like, "Oh, should I?" That's a good point. Yeah, I remember thinking that too. He was like, "Hurry, I'm dying." Yeah. He's like, "Well, I have to go to the bathroom first. Can I have some time to think about it?" Yeah, that's funny. I got to go back and watch it, but that's true though. That is true. I got to go back and watch that now. Oh man! But Valkyrie, we'll stick with you. What are your thoughts on this figure here?
So I like it, but here's the thing: is I got the figure before this one, where it comes with like the face similar to that already, and I was like, wait, this is kind of like a better version of the one I just bought last year. So I was like, ah, dang it. Well,
yeah, damn it. Hot Toys, right? Hot
Toys.
Yeah, but I'm still gonna say, you know what? I still like it. It's the sure he doesn't have that weird. I don't think my wife would let me buy this one with a scary face like that, anyways.
Yeah, she wouldn't get that. She'd be like, "Get that thing away from me," or keep it in your office. Keep it at work.
She actually put it back in its box.
Oh, did she? The head sculpt, yeah.
I don't even know where the box is.
Oh, good.
Oh, she hit it. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
She just tossed it out. She just threw it away. Yeah.
She did that with him and Darth Maul.
That's her equivalent of like, like in the Christmas Story where the wife accidentally broke the leg lamp and she's like, I don't know what happened. I was just watering the plant and it fell. Yeah. It's your wife. Like, I don't know what happened. It just ended up in the trash. The food was just there.
Yeah, you gotta educate your better half. And he says, because they said, well, this is a box. You don't need it no more, right?
Yeah. I thought it was empty. Yeah.
Yeah,
this one, here's an example. Here's what I was saying earlier with the lightning effects kind of molded into his hands here. So it looks like this one comes with it as well.
Yeah. That was my Palpatine had that also. It wasn't too long, but it was just that, and I thought that was perfect. Also, it looked good.
Yeah. Yep.
But you know what? Come to think about it, I think that'd be kind of too creepy to have.
This figure in general.
Well, I'd probably put him with like the friendlier face, I guess. The more the Chancellor Palpatine face, then that one looks like it's. The red eye staring right at me. I could just feel it like being kind of creepy.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like I said, this is like the closest to horror we get in Star Wars. And I love it because I'm a big horror fan. So this was, they definitely did a great job with that. And I love when they clash genres and just in all different IPs and like when they kind of mix certain genres or just themes together. So it's really cool that this was their, I don't know if that's there was intention. That was in their Lucas's intention to kind of throw that element of horror in there. But if it was, then props to him in my opinion. I liked it. And so here he is without his robe and kind of like his Chancellor / Emperor garb just before he took power, right, as Emperor. Oh
yeah, before he knocked out those 4 Jedis in a row.
Yeah. I know, man. They went down. He did. Yeah, they got done dirty, man. Didn't even didn't even do anything. They just kind of just sweeped them and bam, they were down. It's like, what the hell?
It's like, stick me with a lightsaber.
Yeah, damn shame, man. Damn shame. Let me zoom back out here, but Mike, you got any thoughts on this one, or is this one you might be considering, or are you kind of thinking about the others as well?
I already got that one too, and it's just
this one here, or one of the ones?
Because, but this one for me is just the first one for me. So,
okay, gotcha.
So it's kind of like what you just said. It's kind of like all in one. So I said, well, I'm going to go for it. It's next year, and then, but I do like see how the hands on this one. It's already has it already on there,
right? Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't have to deal with it and fuss with him and put it on there. And no, it's already
right here.
And there you go, boom.
Yeah,
and I do, and I was thinking about the wardrobe. I think the one that Valkyrie you got, it's the one that's all just dark and everything, correct? Is it?
It's not dark.
Oh, the one that's all black.
It's not all black. It's more like a little bit red, but not fully like this one either. It's more like
from the Clone Wars. You're talking about?
It's a Clone Wars, but it's like it's more like, I guess they try to make it look like it could be he could be regular Chancellor Palpatine kind of look.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I actually put a slide together where we compare those to the 3 different looks with his robe. So we'll look at that. So
I do like the two-tone. It's kind of like the color, and the turning and everything else.
Yeah.
And then I can put it in. This is where you get connected. I can put them with I have the Obi-Wan Darth Vader. So. Nice. Crack face.
Yeah.
So they can be next to each other. Yeah. So
do it.
I like
You
it.
can hear it.
Do it.
Yeah. Do it. So many quotes just from this one scene. Yeah, like I'm dying. Yeah, Anakin. Yeah. Do this. Yeah. Unlimited power. Yeah.
Yeah. The minute the charade's off, he's like, ah.
Yeah, dude. That part right there, that was scary. He's like, and just like fried him. Yeah, and threw him out there. I'm like, holy shit. Yeah. That was crazy. And then his voice, the way it sounded afterwards, he was just all crazy. I was like, rise, Darth Vader.
Well, here's the thing. The way he did it was he was like, from henceforth, you should be known as Darth. Oh, yeah. And he goes, and he pauses, right?
Yeah.
And then I feel like it's like, don't tell me, Vader.
Yeah. See, what would sound badass right now? What would, I got to make this guy give him like so Vader. Badass. Then you can see in his eyes, he's all, Vader. Yeah, you can see like he just lights up like he got it. He's like, yeah. You can tell in his facial, he's like, Vader. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I like it. It looks good.
Yeah. So we might as well get right into it. So I mentioned comparing the previous versions here, so we'll stick with this here. This excellent head sculpt, this Mr. Burns, as some called it previously. So we got here for comparison, right? So yeah, it kind of looked familiar to me when I saw this new one. And so sure enough, looking back at it, I personally, it seems like it's the exact same sculpt, maybe just kind of different painting. I did take these two, I got these two photos, brightened them a little bit so you can kind of see more of the differences just overall of the sculpt.
Yeah.
The paint most likely is going to be different. It looks like he's a little more pale on the right, but overall, it seems to be the same head sculpt. I don't know if it actually is, but just going off of these photos here. So on the left, this is the head sculpt from the Clone Wars version, TMS 102. And on the right is this newest one from Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, MMS 805. And so, yeah, it looks to be the same sculpt, I think.
Yeah, that's one I have. Yeah, the left.
Yeah. It's Hot Toys, right? So, I mean, of course, they would want to try to, like any toy company, try to reuse where they can, right? Just kind of keep reusing it. So it's no surprise that they would do that. And like I mentioned before, yeah, it does suck knowing that, hey, if I would have waited, I know we've all had that feeling I could have got this, but like I mentioned before, we don't know, right? We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how Toys is going to do. None of us have a action figure almanac was what I referred to it as, like from Back to the Future. Instead of the sports almanac, there's an action figure almanac that says like, okay, this version is going to come out this year. It's going to cost this much. Like none of us have that. So we kind of just go off of the decisions we make at the time when we can. And, it's all we can do, right? It doesn't really make too much sense to beat ourselves up on certain things just because we made the decision we did at the time that was best for us. And so, I have the Clone Wars version. I already have it in my display. I like it. It's awesome. I can pair that with I plan to pair it with Savage Opress when I get that in Maul, to reenact those scenes from the Clone Wars. And so, yeah, that's an awesome look. That's what I wanted to. And some people may buy two anyways, right? They may have bought two of these. They may get two of these newest Palpatine to kind of have both looks, the Palpatine version and the Sidious version, if you want to call them that. So that's just more options, right? I'm always up for having more options. You got different looks here that you have more options for different looks, for various looks. And so, yeah, again, those hardcore Star Wars fans, I'm sure they're going to probably get them all Palpatines, all Sidii, but yeah, they're all there. So that's
Sidii. I like that.
yeah. So that's the Palpatine head sculpt. So let me see. Yeah. Okay. Here, brace yourselves. Warning. This next slide is going to be disturbing. I'm telling you right now, brace yourselves. If you're eating, stop chewing, spit it out. Yeah. Hurry up and eat it. Cause this next slide, it's going to be traumatizing. If you're in bed and asleep, turn the lights on. Okay. Here we go. You've been warned. So comparing the Sidious head sculpts, this is where they shine. I'm talking about, right here. So on the left, you have the previous version that just went up for, I think it was towards the end of last year. This is the one that we were referring to, the Episode 3, also Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And that's just the Darth Sidious version. That's MMS 745, comparing it to this one that just went up, the Episode 3, MMS 805, right? So you can see the differences there. There is a difference between the head sculpts. I personally am happy with, I did pre-order the one on the left, the Revenge of the Sith one that previously went up, because look at that menacing head sculpt, man. Like I said, that is horror all the way, man. That is, you can hear, like when I see that, I can hear I can hear that laugh. They have photos of that figure when he's fighting Yoda, and that is specific to that scene. I think that's why they made that, right? So that version of Sidious is specific to when he's fighting Yoda in that, what is it called? The Senate room or the Senate chamber with all those pods. Right. And so the one on the right is specific, like we mentioned, to when he's confronted by Mace Windu. So you have different looks, different options. And so I figured, of course, right, it makes sense why Hot Toys did both, because there's collectors who would want both or prefer one over the other. And he has different looks throughout the movie, right? And so, but for me personally, the one on the left is the one I'm looking forward to. And he has this more like sinister, menacing, intimidating, scary face sculpt there. But I'll turn over to you guys. Mike, what do you think between these two here?
No, I like the one on the left. I ordered the one on the right, but it look almost kind of like it's like a Hulk kind of deal. It's like he's just turning into Hulk on the right.
Oh yeah, he's midway.
Yeah. This is full fledged on the left. Yeah, I didn't see that one, but I like the the mouth. This is that right there, how it was smiling and everything. So, but yeah, it looks very nice too. Very nice.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, like I said, there's one more slide where I'll compare like the different robes and the looks overall, like the full body shots. Pause. But what about going back to this one, Mike? Between these two, I mean, well, I take it back. They're both the same, if not really similar. So I guess it doesn't matter. But going back to this one, Valkyrie, I'll turn it to you. What do you think between these two here?
So the one on the right, super creepy, super scary. Yeah. But one on the left, I feel like he wants to say, "Take me to see my dentist."
Yeah, take me. Yeah. Or he's like, no. He's refusing to go. Yeah.
Yeah, because I just love the way he's. You know what I was going to say about what was the actor's name again? I always like escapes me right now, but I thought he was just the perfect Emperor Palpatine. He just did it so well.
Yeah.
Oh, the actor?
Yeah, man, he killed this role. Yeah.
Ian McDermott, right?
Yeah. Ian. Yeah. Is his last name McDermott? I thought it was.
It's spelled weird, but it's pronounced McDermott. Yeah. It's like.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I know it was Ian something. I wasn't sure. I thought Ian McDermott was another actor. I could be wrong. Yeah, let me know in the chat. You might be right, but maybe I'm just misremembering. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
It's spelled McDiarmid or something like that, but it's pronounced McDermott.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's gotcha. When I first saw it, I was like, "Is that how do you pronounce his last name?" And someone said McDermott, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, man, he killed this role.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did a great job. And so, I'm looking forward to that one. But again, for those who don't really care about a specific scene or just want a Palpatine / Sidious, I mean, the value would be for this newest one, right? It's again, that was $285 USD, and I forgot to get the prices of the previous two, the Clone Wars one and this the one on the left here, this previous version that went up. But I want to say there were, is it?
The one on the left was like about, I think it was like 275 or 285. I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
This one was 280. I think 285.
It's been a while.
The one on the right.
No, on the right, I don't know.
Yeah, the one on the right is 285.
Okay.
USD.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this was a little bit less because it went up for sale like a year ago or something like that. So it was a little bit lower. But they've raised
and again, it kind of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. No, I'm good.
No, I was just gonna say, it does kind of suck, right? Because the prices are pretty much the same, and again, it's one of those things where, like, okay, you could have probably saved some money getting this newest one because it has both looks, but rather than paying like almost the same price for one with one less head sculpt, meaning the one on the left, that Sidious version doesn't come with the standard Palpatine head sculpt, and so it does suck, but again, we pre-ordered at the time because that's the one we wanted without knowing for sure if they were going to do another version. And I didn't see that coming, honestly. I didn't see them Hot Toys coming out with another version of Palpatine / Sidious from the same movie, so soon. But I'm not surprised. I'm honestly not surprised, but I didn't see it coming. I don't know if anyone else did, but I know there was like a shot at what was the recent Star Wars Celebration, or I think it was Star Wars Celebration. People were kind of speculating like this looks like a new or a different Sidious, and some people thought that. And so there was that kind of hint, that clue. But before that, I didn't think Hot Toys was gonna do that at all. So, and I'm looking now on Sideshow. So the Sidious here on the left is $265 USD. Again, this is just on Sideshow, and then the Clone Wars one is $270. So $270 USD. Yeah, and so that was. Those are the prices that they determined at the time it came out. And so again, this newest Palpatine / Sidious is $285 USD. So if you're looking just for the value, I think this newest one that just went up is, good money for the value there. If you don't care about a specific look or a specific design. Speaking of, we'll go on to this next slide here. So here are the three different looks. Again, I took the photos and I kind of increased the brightness a little bit so you can kind of see a little more of the colors. So on the far left, TMS 102, that's the Clone Wars version. The one in the middle here, this MMS 745 is the episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, that went up last year. And then this newest one that just went up, 805 here on the far right. So you can kind of see there's a slight different look. The one on the left has more of like a burgundy cape or robe with looks like a navy bluish overlay on that. And then the one in the middle is, again, kind of still like burgundy-ish with like a pinstripe pattern and then a black overlay on it. And then this newest one obviously has like the Chancellor type red robes, and over that he has like a darker brownish robe over that one. So yeah, I don't know. Any thoughts on this? Let's turn over to you guys on this one. On any of these three looks here, your preference?
The one I bought.
Yeah, the newest one on the right. Yeah, because you said you like the contrast, right? You like the color scheme on there, the black and the red.
Now looking at it compared to everybody just lined up with each other, I like the two-tone on that. On that one.
Gotcha.
But there's the sculpt on the middle one. Yeah, I really see. Would have rather it show some more teeth and everything else on this one. But
yeah,
it suffice. It suffice. They know who it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know who it is, and that's the thing. That's what I was saying. Like, if you just want a representation of Sidious Palpatine, then yeah, it just go with like the best bang for your buck, the best value there. And so yeah, I hear you on that one. What were you gonna say, Valkyrie?
So I have the 102, the TMS 102, and I think for me, I wanted to have like something just represented for the Clone Wars back when he was considered like the leader of the Republic. So eventually, I'm probably gonna have to get because I would almost consider him like a different character than the evil Emperor Palpatine. You know, so I feel even though they are the same character, I feel like maybe I want to like different representations. One as the benevolent Chancellor, as we know, it's not really benevolent, but and then some like the evil Emperor also as a separate thing.
Yeah, because he pretty much was, right? Just played two different roles. Yeah, he was the conniving, manipulating Darth Lord. That's what he was known for. Yeah. You ever hear the tale of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Is it Plagueis?
Yeah. I mean,
Plagueis the Wise. Yeah. Yeah, these are, man. So I will say for me, my all-time look, Return of the Jedi. That's my Star Wars movie. So all black robe for Palpatine. That's the one I would try to aim for. But Hot Toys hasn't redone that yet. I don't know if they may not. They seem to have come out with these versions instead. So who knows? We may get like an Emperor Palpatine, but just me not knowing, I actually got like a third-party kit that had the head sculpt, some hands, and the black robe. And so I can use that on one of these. So one of the two that I got, either Clone Wars or this Revenge of the Sith one in the middle. And so that's another reason why I bought the two different ones. And so that'll be my look, and I'll have that covered. And so that's the one, that's my iconic for me. But out of these three, I would have to say the one in the middle, I think it seems more, as far as like choosing these two. The one in the middle just would be my preference there on the robes. But the two-tone, I think, would be a close second, like to what Mike was saying, the two-tone, the kind of like dark brownish / black and the red there. That does look pretty good too. But you do have some of that like kind of velvety black overlay there, and the one in the middle also. So that's like a deep black right there, man. That one is like, that one's adds a little more flair to it. But let me address the chat here real quick. I don't want to forget about you guys. Again, appreciate you all for tuning in on the Saturday and spending time with us here and keeping the chat active. So appreciate you. Don't want to forget about you guys. Much love to you all in the chat watching. And of course, of those of you who watch on the replay, appreciate you sticking through this, getting this far, and showing us some love here. See where I leave off. Mitchell Lawrence, this is a great Palpatine. Yeah, man, definitely a great option. Like I said, for great value, bang for the buck all around. Commander Green says, what's crazy is there's still two more looks in the movie, one from the rescue in the beginning and the one after Order 66 when he's at the Senate announcing the first galactic empire. That's right. Yeah. So is that when he donned his black robes then towards the end of the movie? Correct me if I'm wrong there on that. But yeah, so I'm curious to see if they're going to come out with, if Hot Toys is going to come out with other versions and perhaps make those exclusive or / limited on that. Mitchell Lawrence saying, I wouldn't be surprised if Hot Toys is a clone Palpatine from Rise of Skywalker next. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's another possibility. They're coming out with all these Palpatines. Yeah, City-Eye. So it seems like it only makes sense that they would do that one as well. We have Jim Collector in the house. What is up, Mr. Collector? Evening, gents. The figure looks excellent. Going to pick this up despite having the other one on PO. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I definitely hear you. Like I said, man, fans of Palpatine or Star Wars or just the hardcore fans in general, they're going to want multiple iterations of this or all of them, right? Like I said, I love Star Wars. I got the two on the left here, so definitely looking forward to that. But I hear you, Jim, on sounds like you're going to get two of the three as well. Jim's also saying, I like this for the Vader knighting scene and then may need to pick up a Yoda for the MMS 745 to recreate. Yes, exactly. That's my thought on the 745. So that's why I got that one. And then also, like I said, I got that third-party black robe to make my Return of the Jedi version. But yeah, specific scenes, right? Kind of similar to how they did like in Marvel, right? For Iron Man, they came out with the battle damage 85 to recreate the snap scene at the end. Then you have like the clean 85 for everything before that. So it's cool that Hot Toys comes out with these multiple versions to kind of reflect
Emperor
that.
is going to be like Iron Man. Like 20
yeah. Yeah, there's going to be a different recreating scenes in your display. You have like a specific scene in each display.
Or instead of having like the Iron Man hall, you'll have like a closet of robes.
Yeah, a closet of 1/6 robes on hangers. You have like a little closet. You're like, I think Palpatine's gonna go with this outfit today. It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Mitchell Horn saying, I agree. I prefer the left. He's talking about the head sculpts. Let me go back here. Yeah, the right is when Mace Windu disfigured him. So that's stuck in my head. Yeah, man. Yep, exactly. Again, scene specific, right? Which is awesome that Hot Toys is given, at least for popular characters. With like minor characters, they wouldn't do that, but at least they're giving the hardcore fans or those fans who want to recreate some of the scenes that opportunity. Thanks for the confirmation, Lane's just confirming the pricing on the previous Palpatines. Appreciate that, Jogron, too. Let's see, Mitchell also on the robes. I like the red and black robes the best, but the grimacing faces. Yep. Yeah, I definitely see that, man. The grimacing face is top notch for the horror aspect of it, for sure. And then for me, Jim's saying, for me, the gray and the black is my favorite look, but there is there isn't much in it. The gray and the black. Are you talking about the one in the middle here, or which one are you referring to? Which one am I missing? Are you talking about the Emperor or the Return of the Jedi look? Maybe I'm missing something. Let me know. All right, you guys got any thoughts on Palpatine in general and his looks before we go on to the next figure?
They're all bangers.
Yeah, man. Either way, yeah, you can't lose, man. These are all good looking. Yeah, exactly. Good point there, Valkyrie. Yeah, good looking figures all around. The head sculpts on all of them are awesome. Granted, the two on the right are just prototypes. So I hope the finals come out looking like the prototypes. The one on the left, this is a blogger photo here, the TMS-102, and it does look good. I have that one, that Mr. Burns one. Yeah. So yeah, it does look excellent. I have him on my shelf now. Kind of like in that kind of like T-Rex type of pose I'm looking at right now. I kind of have he's doing the Mr. Burns look. Actually, I don't think that was intentional. I think I kind of just like always, yeah,
Smithers.
Yeah. All right. Going on to the next announcement here, switching it up from mainstream Hot Toys to no, we have the Star Wars Rebels Vader. This is one that Hot Toys had teased, and we all kind of were thinking Hot Toys was gonna announce, because it was with the troopers, the stormtroopers that Hono came out with recently from Rebels, right? There was teases of Vader's in some of those shots, and so we're like, okay, well, yeah, there it is. There's the next one down the line from Rebels, which is awesome, right? They already kicked off the Rebels line, or the Star Wars wave, I should say, from Hono, because before it was just Marvel. Was it just Marvel? I'm thinking, yeah, I think it was only Marvel, and then now, yeah, so they're kicking off with Star Wars. This is the second figure, or the third, I guess, technically, because they have the two different stormtroopers. And then now they have Vader here. So this is the Hono Darth Vader from Rebels, $220 USD, set to come out Q4 of this year to Q1 of next year. And of course, it's Vader, so he's standing taller than normal, is about just over 13 inches, so around 34 centimeters. As with the other Hono figures, not going to come with much because it's pretty basic and minimal. So you get a wired cape, a USB powered lightsaber, the non-USB powered hilt, I should say. So USB powered hilt, non-USB powered hilt, and then the blade, the saber blade. And of course, like they did with the other Hono figures, you got the interchangeable, the diorama / display background that has like the interchangeable picture comic feature in it. So that carries over to here. But yeah, like some people had pointed out that I completely forgot about. This is inspired by the Ralph McQuarrie look, this version of Vader, right? And so you can kind of definitely see it here. And you see this, he has two pairs of hands here also. Did I mention that? I don't think I did. No, I missed that out. Yeah, so two pairs of hands, minimal hands like the other Hono figures. So if you, for those of you that are just looking for a Vader, and you just want a basic Vader, no frills, none of the extra fancy stuff, no upsizing, no going large or medium or whatever. This is your Vader here. Pretty basic, bare bones, 220 USD. And I know that's, a lot of people have kind of been touching on this and commenting that the Hono prices are increasing. Of course, there's inflation, but then there's also, the figure itself. If you look at Hot Toys in general, like the prices aren't consistent across the board, right? There's no figure that is like, they're not like Marvel Legends where it's the same price for all figures. So even now, Marvel Legends is switching it up. So depending on the character and what it comes with, the prices are fluctuating, and it seems like that's the case for Hono as well. So I know some people don't like the fact that there's over a certain amount for the pricing, but if you compare it to another Vader, right? I think the next cheapest Vader from Hot Toys, I won't say cheap, but the lowest price Vader was like $285, I think it was. I can't remember how much that Kenobi one was.
Oh, that was
right.
We're going threes, 340 something like that.
Yeah, because I know there was the return.
And I was lucky I got that. That was just waitlist. I just pressed waitlist just for the hell of it. Yeah. And then just it popped up and it said, "You want this?" And I said, "Yeah, yeah."
You want this? Yeah.
But honestly, this was going to be my first Vader.
Yeah,
I was waiting for this. I said, "This is going to be my first Vader. I have my troopers, and done deal. Stop right there. No more Star Wars." but I told you, I ended up getting the Darth Vader Kenobi Deluxe through waitlist. So now that became my first Vader. So now it's my second Vader. Here we go. And then so
here we go.
I'm hoping I've ordered and I have all the Hono figures. And I still got waiting for Magneto and Iron Man and the other one I got the Black Spider-Man. I got Wolverines and all the other stuff. So I've ordered all of Hono. And it says, so I've been sticking to that brand. I like it. A lot of people complain about the pricing is going up and this and that. Yeah. But me, with everything, with figures and everything, to me, in my eyes, between 200 and 250 is sweet spot. And he says, if it stays, anything that stays around there and everything, okay, I can work with it. But when it starts going up and up, then we have to rearrange things. And it says, especially when it gets up in the threes. And it says, so to me, it's fine. I'm happy to get it. It took me a couple minutes to boom, 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 boom. Okay, back to work. I already knew I was going to get it. So.
Yeah, that you kind of bring up a good point of kind of what I was going to touch on. I won't get in this too much, but just kind of like summarize what what we talked about as far as like Hono versus Hot Toys and the pricing on that. You mentioned this was going to be your first Vader, and for some people, I touched on, we see what entry grade, the definition of what entry grade is different for everybody, and Hot Toys never defined what exactly that is. They just kind of use that labeling. So yeah, maybe it probably would have been better off if they didn't use that, because I think if they didn't have that labeling here, that entry grade, I don't think people would have been criticizing the price as much, right? I think it's the fact that they put that on there and people were just like, kind of a little more suspicious. But if you took that out, then the figure still would have been what it is. And so people coming from like, if this is their entry into the 1/6 scale collecting, again, you compare this, and the Vader I was thinking about was the dueling effect Vader. That is $295 USD. And it's still, let me see, it's still available on Sideshow. That's the one that looks like, kind of like people call it the Mondo Vader, because it has the red and the blue. Yeah. So that's $295 USD. So that would be like the next highest price Vader after this one, right? And then, yeah, you're right, Mike. The what is this? The Return of the Jedi Vader that went up. That is, so just the collector's edition is $305. So yeah, all the other Vaders are up there 300 plus, right? So in that aspect, again, certain point of view, if you compare this to those Vaders, you're looking at, what is that, like an $80 plus difference depending on which version you get and where you buy it from. And so that's obviously going to appeal to some collectors, like, oh damn, I don't want to spend 300 plus. This one seems a little more reasonable at 220. It's still expensive, but that might be like the gateway figure, right, into 6 scale to kind of bring them in. And I've seen it too. You guys know me, I collect multiple scales, and I've seen YouTubers or people on IG and YouTube saying that who mainly collect 112, but then touch on that, hey, this figure looks awesome and it's priced at this, they're excited that that's that price, whereas people in the 6 scale community, they're like, oh damn, that's too expensive, what the hell. So again, it's just different perspectives, how you look at it. There's some people who are coming in different ways, so it ultimately just always go back to what you think is worth your hard-earned money, right? The value. If it's there for you, obviously you pull the trigger. If not, then don't do it. There will be a point, like I mentioned before, where a figure will just be, well, anything in general, it's just too much, and people are like, you know what, I'm out. And then when a consensus of people think that, then something's not going to sell, right? But if there's still some people who are willing to buy it, then the companies are still going to still a success for them.
Also, I'm a fan of Rebels, so if they'd go down this line, which it kind of looks like they might be doing, hey, I'm willing to get all the rest of them, so I hope they stick with the Rebels line. So it'll be nice, and it's more the animated version of Vader and the stormtroopers and everything else, and we get Ezra and get all the rest of them, maybe a Chopper, maybe a Zeb, and then it says
Zeb,
so I wouldn't mind that at all. And let me tell you, with the Hono, and looking up at that, it's a whole display. I mean, I have them, I don't. The Honos, they come with very beautiful box art, very, very beautiful box art. So, and then they have that base with the big panel on the back. Okay, so I usually end up going and getting a comic that's relevant to what the character is. I put the comic in the bag, and I have it all standing and everything, like I have Wolverine right there, and then I have the box going to the side, so you see the figure, and then you see the box right next to the same size, and it's like a whole thing going on here.
Yeah.
It's not like I just took it out and just put it on the shelf and then the box somewhere else. I can't do that to all the boxes, but those Hono boxes are very, very, very nice box art.
Yeah. No, good point, man. Yeah, I definitely agree. That's something that I don't think a lot of people touch on that get these figures, or in the reviews or just in general. The box art, because I saw that the box art for, I didn't get the black suit Spider-Man, the symbiote Spider-Man that Hono did, but I saw photos of the box art, and man, that's definitely drawn, right? It was just like animated comic style, which these Hono figures are based on. It's awesome, and I have the Wolverine.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I got both Wolverines, right? And people were kind of criticizing the box.
So you know the box. It's just beautiful. I got the brown and yellow, and blue and yellow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Actually, I can't put these in the. I can't put these in the room. I just put them next to the thing and everything, just to hold display. They're not gonna go in the cabinet because it's too big. Because even with the backing, it wouldn't be able to go in the cabinet. So I just have them out.
Yeah, it's kind of impractical to have those all of them, right? Especially when they start coming out with more and more. It's gonna be, you gotta have to pick and choose, if at all.
Yeah.
But it's tempting, man. You're right. The box art is beautiful, man. It looks awesome. At least I think so. And so I'm with you on that, Mike. And I'm curious to see. I'm looking forward to seeing what this box art is going to look like for this Vader when it comes out. I wonder if they're going to do like a painting type of like Alice Ross, Ralph McQuarrie type look, or are they going to go more of like a animated like pencil type of design from like a more like recent comics? I'm not sure. I'm curious to see how that's going to look now. I'm not getting this one, obviously. I don't say obviously, but I'm not getting this version of Vader because I already have multiple other versions. I know some people are like all Vaders, right? So all Vaders all the time. But this one, I again, picking and choosing, got to be selective. I think I have all the Vaders that I personally would want, especially that battle damage one on the way. Oh man, that's gonna be sick.
Oh yeah,
I was looking at that the other day, and I said, "Oh,
that's fun."
Yeah, man, looking forward to that one. So I know it's blasphemy to say, but I think I have enough Vaders. I say that until maybe like another version of a badass Vader comes out, right? And then I get that one.
The thing is, like Wolverine or Batman. They said, "Oh no, this is my last one."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my last Iron Man, my last Stormtrooper or Clone Trooper. Yeah, and they keep on coming. Yeah. Valkyrie, did you give your thoughts on this? Sorry.
Oh, not yet, but I was going to say here. So I was actually a big fan of Ralph McQuarrie's art style. So I think this is like really cool. And then like for the price point, $220, I think for me it's like a no-brainer not to pick it up. But we'll see because I've got too many pre-orders coming up also.
Yeah, right.
So I'm going to try to make a gonna try to pick this up still, anyways. I mean, for me, this might be kind of like a. Now, this sounds kind of weird, but I usually if I travel around, I usually take with me like a figure, like about like a 1/12 scale figure. But if I was like, maybe I might actually do this one, take this everywhere, and take pictures of it of all the places I go. This would be a fun.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was gonna say it might be a fun thing to do, but it might be too big for me to carry around too.
Yeah, one you can't put in your pocket. Just throw it in your bag or your luggage or something.
Yeah. Probably not even a carry-on. Probably have to be in like a big one, so that because it'll be a big thing to carry around too. But I don't know if I'd even like maybe even like on my desk at work, but might get stolen.
Oh, you think so? Really? Wow, damn. You're like, oh man, can't leave stuff on my desk. Mm-hmm. Yeah, something that just hit me right now that I didn't when I was reading the description on this was that I mentioned the LED, the lightsaber's LED USB powered, but his chest piece isn't here. Typically the Hot Toys, the Vader's the chest piece, his breathing apparatus, or his belt has some LED, but this one doesn't. And so again, that kind of goes to like the minimalistic nature of just Hono, just cutting out some of the frills and the features to lower the price. I know, again, some people think the price is still high, so I definitely understand that. But including that would have made it more. I know the Iron Man, for instance, that was 200 plus. I forget. I think it was like 210, 215.
Yeah.
And so that was up there. But for me personally, I felt that was justified, especially when you compare it again to like other, like the Hot Toys Iron Man that are 400 plus.
Yeah, that's what I said. I did that, and I says, you know what? I like the Iron Man. I like the OT style and everything else. Mm-hmm. And I went down the Iron Man row and started looking in on there and everything. Whoa, that's getting up there.
Yes.
Yeah. Every damn Iron Man is like, oh, ain't there no deals here on this guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when they came out with the OT one for Hono. I says, if I'm ever gonna have Iron Man, that's the one I'm gonna get.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And so I went into that when that Hono Iron Man came up, we went into depth on that, and I did like a comparison of why I think that made sense to me. So I won't get into it again. I'll put a link in the description below, Ashley, if you want to go back and reference that. But similar conversation, similar situation. I mean, we went more in depth on that, but so I definitely get it. Mario's point. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. So with Mike, I was going to say, like, my secret thing about getting cheaper Iron Man figures was I used to go through StockX, but now, but because it actually comes from China, the tariffs are just out of this world. Like, used to be like you could find like Iron Man figures for like $200, like the Mark 85 damage and regular Mark 85 undamaged, or like a lot of them were just like great prices. But then when the tariffs hit, you go back to StockX now, the prices are like $500.
Oh, really? Oh, damn.
Like so it's like, maybe wait till after all that subsides. But that was like my kind of like my secret, like getting figures.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that before, and so I heard a couple of people prior to that, but not too many. And so it seems like it's been pretty reliable, pretty legit if you pay attention to the seller. I guess StockX is kind of like an Amazon-ish. Is that right?
It's kind of like that. What happens is like it's kind of like how people sell their old like Jordan, or not Jordans, but like like they have like some Jordans that are brand new and they put them on StockX and they sell it for you, and then they get a cut. And same thing with they used to do that with Hot Toys figures too. And so you would like someone got like this one, like the Iron Patriot, like the really big one from Endgame. It goes for like 400 something. Some guy got it for like 145 because the seller was like just wanted to get rid of it. And so I was able to buy stuff like really cheap. And then when the tariffs hit, it was like, nope, I'm done.
So it's kind of like eBay. It sounds like. I know it mostly focused on shoes initially, but it sounds like they're branching off to other stuff as well.
Oh yeah, they do like high-end purses too, like, which is kind of
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and Lego sets too, like hard to find Lego sets.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've ever purchased anything from there. I've been curious though, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. Thanks for sharing that, Valkyrie.
Yeah, just wait till after the tariffs go back down.
Right, for sure. Yeah. A lot of these in general, right? Just wait to get
Mhm.
anything imported from China. Just wait till the tariffs drop. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully that's soon, man. Hopefully that's soon.
Yeah.
All right, like I was gonna mention here. So, Darth Brophy is saying here. Yeah, love this Hono Vader, but not a fan of the price, not the entry level price I'm looking for. Yeah, man, you're definitely not alone. I know other people who feel the same way. So I definitely hear you, man. I definitely hear you. It is definitely a point of contention. So some people may think it's worth it, some people not, and it's all good, man. It's all good. It's definitely a fair stance. You know, it's your money. Spend it how you want, man. Spend it how you feel like it's justified. So I hear you. Dark Pro, he says, light up chess pieces were Empire and Jedi versions of Vader. Gotcha. Yeah, thanks for confirming. Yeah, I knew there was recently they had come out with those. I think wasn't the Kenobi Vader also light up chess piece as well?
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it seems like the recent ones are starting to be and USB powered also, right? You connect them all to like one box.
Yes.
And then you connect that one box. You have like a little box that attaches to his belt, like a hub, and then you can plug that into the USB to power all of them. So yeah. But this one, the reason I brought it up is again, this only has the light up USB lightsaber. That's the only thing that lights up in this. Yeah. Mitchell saying, I'd rather spend the same amount for this Rebel Vader on a live action Vader. Gotcha. Yeah, that's another option too. Yeah, again, for sure. If you are able to find a deal, right? If this is $220, then you go on the secondary market and you get a live action. Yeah, that's definitely a factor I didn't bring up, but that's something you can definitely do, right? So if you think this is too much or you don't like this particular Vader, there's always a secondary market for any figure, right? Or anything. Just go ahead. I'm sure you can find a better deal. If you wait long enough, you can get a deal on something. Just kind of keep your eyes open, eyes peeled, ear to the ground. You'll get a deal on those. Like Valkyrie was saying, like Sock X, you got, was it War Machine for 145 USD? Or Iron Patriot?
No, I picked up like Mark 85 clean for about 200. I got Mark 50 for about $200. Then I got the extension pack for Mark 50 for like about $85.
Yeah.
Crazy prices, but
yeah, for sure. There's deals to be had. I guess when I was talking about the comparisons, I meant just retail, right? I'm just talking about like the retail prices, but of course, there's the whole secondary market adds another factor. I just didn't want to personally get into that just because, you know, that's dynamic, that fluctuates, that prices could vary depending on the popularity of the figure. It can even be higher, right? Certain figures can be higher than retail. So it depends, but there's definitely deals out there. You just shop around. Okay. Anyone else got any more thoughts on this Vader? Darth Vader.
I like the red eyes.
yeah, that's good point. Yeah, I didn't even bring that up. Yeah, you're right. That looks sick. Yeah, that's badass. Mm-hmm. Yeah, really cool. All right, and also to touch on real quick, Mike, what you were talking about for those who are, this is awesome for those who are looking to complete that animated Rebels look and have that whole shelf to come for. Hopefully they release the actual Rebels, the proper Rebels, you know, like you mentioned, Ezra, Zeb, Hera, Sabine in the animated look and not just the live action version. So yeah, hopefully that's to come. And this is a good start to that. But again, kind of that gamble, right? Is Hono / Hot Toys, are they gonna do more with this line, or are they just gonna stop with these? I don't know, man. It's tough to say. Something definitely to consider.
Yeah.
All right, we got 2 more figures and a tease to go through. We're getting there, folks. Okay, here we go. Going on to the next announcement, we have the Gungan that some people were waiting for, others could do without. This is Jar Jar Binks. Gungan, right? Did I get that right? He's a Gungan.
Gungan, yes.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. This is Jar Jar Binks from Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. $285 USD. Set to also, again, I'm telling you, Q2, Q3 next year. Stand in just under 13 inches, so around 33 centimeters. And this is one of those ones we've been seeing a lot of figures. The figures that we discussed recently had about 30 points of articulation. This one right here, though, 20. So subtract 10 points of articulation, bam, you get Jar Jar. Kind of similar, I think, to the Predator, the Feral Predator, or the Predators that came out recently, that Samurai Predator. They also had limited articulation. And if you watch the reviews for the Feral Predator, you can see it's pretty limited. It kind of go for more the aesthetic look. And it seems like Jar Jar is going to be the same. right? He's just the creature, the alien, the Star Wars alien that we don't get a lot of. But they started doing recently. That Hot Toys started doing recently, so it's cool that they're bringing this out. Let's see here. So silicone seamless arms, as you can see, that's one of the highlights of this figure. Silicone seamless arms, 2 pairs of eyes, and 2 faceplates, interchangeable faceplates. 1 closed mouth, 1 open mouth that also has a magnetic tongue, right? The removable magnetic tongue, so you can add that in there, kind of a la Peacemaker. The Hot Toys Peacemaker also had a magnetic tongue that I don't think I ever used. I just left it in the box, so I don't know if people are going to do the same thing with this one. He has a Booma ball. Misa, no, I have no Booma. And the typical Star Wars sand base. Here, and he has one particular hand to hold the Booma ball, and then another gesture hand to kind of go with it. But let's see how I didn't even put those on there. So was this six hands, 3 pairs of hands. So pretty basic, pretty minimal. Again, this is $285 USD. Fans, I know there's the episode, the prequel trilogy, and episode 1 in particular is kind of hit or miss. I only like certain scenes. I did not like Jar Jar as a character. The way he looks, the aesthetic, the creature is cool. But yeah, I was part of the group that did not like his character. I thought it was annoying. But I can definitely see those who grew up with the prequel trilogy and saw this when they were younger, and this is just it for them. This is their nostalgia. I'm sure they would be all over this, or even people who grew up with it and they just like Jar Jar and they just didn't mind it. This is something they're looking forward to. But yeah, definitely a pass for me. It's cool that they brought this out for those who want this character, who are looking forward to it. So it's cool to see Hot Toys again do more creatures. But I'll turn it over to you guys. Any thoughts on Jar Jar, Mr. Binks?
You want to go first?
Sure. Yeah, I'll go. I mean, he's not one of my favorite characters, but as a completist, sometimes though, you might just want to have him just in the background at least. But also saying that, if you have Jar Jar, you also need Hot Toys has to make an episode 1 Obi-Wan Kenobi also. I think that's a glaring missing piece.
Yeah.
I mean, because you have Qui-Gon Jinn, maybe Mini Annie also, and maybe also Queen Amidala. Maybe in her not so much the Queen outfit, but just like her regular outfit when she's like running around, fighting, something like that.
Yeah. Oh, the episode 2, like the episode 2 when they released, right? That bad thing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's something just for episode 1 because I feel like episode 1's kind of ignored.
Yeah, I don't think was Padme ever running around like that?
Because she had in the first movie, because she had a gun and she was like and then they what happened was they thought they
caught her.
That's
right, where she had like the poncho thing.
Yes,
that's right. Yeah, okay, I remember that now. Yeah,
I think that would be more of a important thing to have rather than the whole Queen outfit. I mean, sure, that's kind of cool too, but the fighting thing would be more practical. And then having as a Jar Jar, and then you already have Darth Maul out. Just give us as maybe Mini Annie and the Obi-Wan Kenobi young guy also.
Yeah,
with short hair.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are. That's a high requested item figure that highly requested. The Padawan Obi-Wan. Yeah.
Or heck, maybe even like a little 4-pack or something like that. That would be an expensive 4-pack though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, damn, yeah. That would be no paywalls though. Please don't paywall any figures into that 4-pack.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, this photo was kind of confusing, like Hot Toys has done, because he doesn't come with any of the droids here. They just show him entangled for display purposes. So just FYI.
Oh yeah.
I didn't see it in the description unless I missed it. And correct me if that is the case in the chat or in the comments. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he doesn't come with any of these droid pieces or anything like that.
No, probably not.
Yeah. Mike, what do you think? What are your thoughts on Jar
Jar?
Jar?
Looking at this figure, and I knew they were going to send. It looks way better than those coming soon pictures that they always take on Sideshow. Those are terrible. I mean, and it's like somebody just unprofessional. But when this came out,
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Jar Jar. I mean, that's
Right.
you know, in a different era, but
Yeah.
as in we're just talking about the figure itself, it looks great. It looks great. It looks good.
Yeah.
Seamless arms, everything else, and yeah, I know it probably would means a lot for certain fans because that's when they started with Star Wars, and this was kind of like I had a backtrack. You know what happened? You know, one, two, and three. So it's like, and we had to go through this. I mean, I'm with you, Jay. And I mean, so when this guy came in and said, what the hell is this guy?
Yeah. Yeah. What
And
the hell is
yeah,
this? Yeah.
and then this talking. Oh God.
Yeah. You couldn't even understand him. Yeah.
Yeah, and I went through this with my son, and I was showing him, that, and I said, man, that was a hard watch to get through his.
Yeah. Yep.
For me.
Yep.
For me.
Yep.
And
No, same. Yeah.
So, but I mean, as in just for the figure itself, it looks great. It looks great.
Yeah. No, man. Yeah. This prototype. Look at this. Like the sculpt and the paint. Like the skin texture looks awesome. Yeah. Look at all these wrinkles and lines. Damn. Yeah. This looks really good, man. So hopefully, as usual, the final comes out looking like this, and it doesn't get too soft. And I know typically Hot Toys kind of softens the final versions, but yeah, this looks awesome, man. Like the different the two interchangeable eyes. Let me see if there's another photo with kind of more like the sad eyes. I think that's even go back the other way. But yeah, no, I agree. For those of you who are looking forward to it, right here, looking forward to a Jar Jar. Not only did they Hot Toys do one, but yeah, like I said, this looks great. And I was trying to see if the elbows are seamless, but I'm trying to see also if the shoulders are seamless. I don't think so because it doesn't mention it, and it's kind of hard to tell in this with his vest. Yeah, and so I want to say
the tone, the color tone, and everything else, and
yeah,
I mean they knocked it out of ballpark. If it stays like this, and even if it's better, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, the vest.
I mean, it looks great.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, the weathering that looks sandblasted as well. Yeah, that looks awesome, man. Yeah, the weathering on his vest, and even like on this the rest of his clothes here. Looks like there's someone. Yeah, this looks like a great figure all around. On the aesthetics, anyways. But yeah, so
he's one of those. Just like Valkyrie says, he needs somebody with him. There got to be some other people with them. If you just had him, I had Jar Jar. No.
So then, I wonder if they'll do then a Captain Tarpals, right? Also from episode 1, the kind of more of obviously he's a captain, but he's like the more of the grayish one, the one that was that Jar Jar was talking to, and they were in battle. That one that was him to Jar Jar, use the boomer, right? I think that was Captain Tarpals. He had more of like a grayish blue kind of skin color to him. So like if they had this and Hot Toys reusing molds and body types and things like that, and similar head sculpts, right? They can kind of maybe alter it somewhat to have Captain Tarpals. I can see them doing that, right? That could be another potential release, just like we were saying with Revan. When Revan came out, people were speculating they could possibly do a light side, and we got a tease of that. So that kind of opens the door to a Captain Tarpals as well if they're doing Jar Jar. So that could be the companion piece that you guys are talking about, right? If you get Jar Jar and you want a companion piece to this
but
Jar Jar.
Young Obi would, I think a lot of people are asking.
Young Obi.
Yeah. Or a Boss Nass. What is the head of the Gungans? I don't know like what his actual position is, but they call him Boss Nass, the green guy. That like the
like a helmet.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what I want with this? If I get this, is I want like an extra long tongue and have it so like Qui-Gon's holding on to it.
Extra. Oh yeah. Yeah. I didn't know we were going with that. I was like extra long tongue. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That would be funny. That had like an additional accessory that came out with if they ever release Qui-Gon, that can be the magnetic tongue, like that variant, that version that can come with that. Another one I can see being a limited / exclusive, right? Where they include that accessory with him to hold.
Yeah.
His teeth are amazing.
I know, right?
Oh, yeah.
I do.
Golly. He's got a good dentist down there. They don't.
Yeah, he needs to refer Palpatine to his dentist, right? Look at that. Dang, he's
Oh
pretty white. See these like
god.
just white strips on the daily. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's just all straight.
Like horse teeth. Holy shit. Yeah, I noticed that too. Yeah. It's like, damn.
Very
But
nice.
yeah,
Very
anyone
nice.
else get any more thoughts on Jar Jar?
I just hope everybody enjoys it. This is a time he's been on a lot of people's list for a long time, so it's
Yeah,
well
for sure,
deserved.
man.
So I'm glad they brought
For
it
sure.
out for everybody.
Yeah, well deserved. Yeah, congrats to all you Jar Jar fans out there. And speaking
Yes.
of, hey, Jim Collector here's loved Jar Jar as a kid, hated him for a while, but now he's warmed his way back into his heart. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I take it you're getting this, Jim. If that's the case, this is your guy, Mr. Binks. Here's your guy, Ben Thomas. Yeah, another fan, 100% getting this. There you go. Yeah, another fan. So there's definitely the fans out there.
Oh yeah.
This is kind of one of those divided figures. Yeah. So Ben Thomas. Yep. Glad to hear you're getting this.
I think it's a love-hate relationship.
What's that?
A love-hate relationship with Jar Jar.
Yeah, love hate.
Kind
Yeah,
of like
exactly.
Kenobi, yes.
Yep. Jim Collector.
we
Yes,
need
we
him.
need a Padawan Kenobi. Yep, for sure. Yeah. So definitely agreement there on Padawan. That's the next anticipated figure from episode 1. Like you were saying, Valkyrie, right? We already got that Darth Maul 2.0. We got Jar Jar. So it seems like so maybe that Qui-Gon Jinn is in. I don't know. Maybe there's some light for that one after all. We shall see. Okay. If no one has any more thoughts on this one, going on to the last announced figure. Man, like I said, there was a lot. Hot Toys came with it this week, rightfully so, right? Because May the 4th, Star Wars month.
Mhm.
All right, here we go. The pilot. Going from the Gungan to the pilot, we have Poe Dameron. This is from Force Awakens. And I think that was episode 7. Correct me if I'm wrong. Star Wars episode 7.
7, yes.
Let's see here. So 280 USD set again. I'm telling you, Q2, Q3 next year, 2026 is the release date as of now. Obviously, that could change. Another figure with 30 points of articulation, going back up to a highly articulated figure. Although, of course, looking at the flight suit here, he's probably going to have some limited range. The range might be limited depending on how stretchy or the stitching on the suit there, as with other figures, right? That's could always be a concern. 5 hands. So I have the all accessories here. So he has 5 ungloved hands and then 1 pair of gloved hands. Blaster pistol that you can see there. Let's see where to go. Okay, a blaster pistol there on the left, in the middle. A pair of non-wearable gloves that you can see just below the blaster pistol. It says a set of bullets, and I don't see those in here. I mean, they're probably obviously going to be too small, so I don't know how that's going to be included there. But a set of bullets, and those are going to be like really small, I take it. So just, well, I'm curious to see how that's going to come out. And then your basic Star Wars rectangular base, kind of plain. The one that we usually see, the black base that says Star Wars in front of it with that little nameplate there. So nothing too fancy, basic base there. And this one I'm on the fence on, because I know a lot of people were saying they can kind of do a custom makeshift Poe Dameron if you got the Mr. Knight, which I will compare. I have photos comparing the Mr. Knight head sculpt to this one. And again, it's one of those ones where I think they look the same, but for those of you that got that or the Artisan Moon Knight, right? You have that. People were saying that I can just put that on the Luke, the Snowspeeder Luke, right? That Hot Toys release that had already previously released, because that was also Luke in an orange flight suit similar to this one. And so that was an option. I was possibly thinking about doing that myself, but now, bam, Hot Toys just gives it to us. Another one people were possibly speculating that were also saying they'd like to see is a Poe Dameron. So here he is, man. Hot Toys delivered. But I'm on the fence now because I have that Artisan Moon Knight on pre-order, so maybe I can still use that head sculpt in different spots. I have the Snowspeeder Luke. So I don't know. I can either do that, but then again, I was thinking another badass display would be have both Luke in the Snowspeeder suit and Poe Dameron in this suit, side by side, both like awesome pilots, great pilots in their flight suits. That would be a cool display to have as well. It would definitely pop because of the orange. So yeah, I don't know. And I'm a fan of Oscar Isaac, of course. Rolling eyes here. So yeah, man, I don't know. I'm still on the fence. I do like the black and red accents on the helmet. Again, going back to what Mike was mentioning on the two-tone there, the black and the red helmet. So yeah, really cool. So I don't know. I'm still on the fence with this. Oh, the visor comes down as well. I forgot to mention that on the helmet, the orange visor and the helmet comes down. There's some photos where you can see that that's down as well. So yeah, I'll turn it over to Valkyrie. What do you think on Poe Dameron here? Is this something you might pick up, or what are your thoughts on doing the custom Poe Dameron if you have the previous Moon Knight or Mr. Knight or third party? I don't know. What do you think?
I think this is the pickup for me. I mean, I know it shows a picture of him with BB-8, but I wish BB-8 would come with him. That would be kind of cool. But otherwise, yeah, this is a pickup for me, definitely. I also did pre-order Moon Knight, so I'm excited about that. Maybe do a little. I'll do a little pose and say, "Hey, you look familiar."
You got Mr. Knight or the Artisan Moon Knight?
I got Moon Knight, but with the artisan hair.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep.
So that would be kind of a fun thing just to put together. Let's see here. I like the suit. I mean, the helmet looks great. Everything looks good. Oscar Isaac face sculpt looks great.
Yep.
The hair it's good too. So definitely it's worth picking up.
Yep. Yeah. It's the weathering here.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can see
the weathering.
The gloves, the helmet, the gun, and even like the straps.
Yeah.
Just looks so realistic. Even like a little bit of like grime on there. It's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Here on the pants or the lower portion of the suit. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. What do you think, Mike?
Done.
Yeah.
No,
sure,
I'm with Valkyrie. Looks excellent. And when they always do these flight suits, and I don't care if it's Luke under the suit or anybody else, they just pop. They just pop with all the different colors and two tones and everything else. And this one right here pops the most. I don't know if anybody's going to do this, but I mean, the helmet, it's functional. Logo up here, weathered, everything. It's a home run. I mean, they did a very, very good job with this, and too bad. What's that? BB-8 cannot be there on the side, but look at that, another beautiful pick. It's just weather, just coming. He's been in it. It's nothing just fresh out the thing. He's either coming back from a fight or going back into another fight. So no, it looks. It looks real good. They did a great job.
Yeah, for sure, man. I agree with both of you. The only thing with I didn't love this character. I really liked the character, especially his scenes when he was piloting a ship and he was just taking out like TIE fighters left and right. Oh man, those scenes were badass. Just like, especially in I think it was the Force Awakens where you had Finn running, but they had Poe in the background and he was kind of doing loops and just taking out TIE fighters as Finn was running in the foreground. That was an awesome scene, an awesome shot. I really liked that. And yeah, man, it's so the scenes where he was actually piloting an X-Wing were awesome. The character wasn't I liked the character, but it's like not one that I love. So if I were to get it, it would just because of the aesthetic, the look of it. Again, to potentially pair this with a Snowspeeder Luke and have it pop on the shelf. So it'd be more for the aesthetic purposes. And to another opportunity to reuse this Oscar Isaac head sculpt, because I have a third party Mr. Knight. So I got, like I said, I pre-ordered the Artisan Moon Knight, right? It has that Oscar Isaac head sculpt, and then I have a Mr. Knight, a third party that doesn't have a head sculpt. It just has the masked version of Mr. Knight. So if I were to get this one, I can potentially like swap them out and put that on that body, or vice versa. Just switch it around. Use Artisan one. One? No, sorry, I meant like I know,
put
right?
The Moon Knight one on this one.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
Just have fun with it.
Put it kind of crazy.
Moon Knight's a pilot, Star Wars universe. Yeah. But I meant like put the Artisan one on the third party Moon Knight type of thing. Yeah. So it's just definitely more options there and possibilities. So yeah, like I said, I'm still on the fence. It does look cool though. This one's like it does pop in. So
what's it going for?
Let's see. So $280 USD.
Okay.
280. Yeah, so I think this might be one I might sit on and just wait. I might kind of see how it comes out.
Just keep your eye out on it.
Yeah, I think this might be one of the ones where I kind of just wait to see when it's released and see where it's at and pricing and see how the final comes out.
Yep.
See if the head sculpt comes out as good as this. Again, these are just all prototypes, right? On these announced figures. Yeah. Let me. Look here,
It
chat.
totally looks good with the helmet on, but I mean, would anybody really put it? They want to see who he is. So
Honestly, I think I would because I like
you
this
want to?
setup. Yeah, I
I,
think
I
I
like
would
that.
because this looks cool. Yeah, I think this looks cool. If
I like.
anything, to kind of like you said, to show off the face sculpt, I would at least do this right here, raise up the visor,
Okay,
so you could definitely tell. Like, I think you can tell
I
this
like
is
that.
Oscar
I
Isaac.
like
Yeah,
that.
this looks
Yeah,
good. Yeah, this this is a cool look. Do like just a
yeah,
full setup, the helmet, the gun, just all gear, yeah, fully loaded. Yeah,
yeah.
this would be a cool display right
That's a
here.
good one.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yep. Anyone got any thoughts on Poe Dameron?
I wonder if you had to remove a hair to put the helmet on or something.
That's what I was thinking. I wonder, yeah, if the hair's magnetic or if the helmet's like one of those situations where it comes apart, the helmet comes apart, and you kind of just like kind of put it on
Oh,
the front and
yeah.
the back and it snaps together, like that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
kind
I
of that
remember.
situation.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. I was going to
Oh
say,
no,
like,
just that.
oh, yeah, because I have a Luke Skywalker, and I remember, like, it just seemed like a pain just to even put the helmet on, and just finally decided not to do it at all.
On the snowspeeder one.
Yeah, on the Snow Speeder one, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And so that was when you actually had to slide on, like over his head.
Yeah, I've heard of people, like, scratching the face and things like that.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, I have it, but I haven't even attempted to do that. So thanks for the heads up there on that.
Yeah, no problem.
But,
yeah.
Yeah, because I'm still I want to mount that the snowspeeder Luke on my ceiling, and I actually want to utilize that base, like him hanging upside down, like he did in the scene in the movie in Empire, where he's underneath the AT. But I want to actually I want to install it on my ceiling. So I just haven't got around to doing that yet. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that.
Nice.
That'd be cool. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, looks cool. I'm on the fence on this one. We'll see how this comes out to summarize. All right, so that was all the Hot Toys announcements, releases, and for Star Wars. But we're not done yet. We still have Sideshow's offering, right? So Sideshow recently announced that they are doing Wave 2 of their Scum and actually, sorry, I'm slipping. Real quick. So yes, we are going to look at the Sideshow Scum and Villainy Wave 2 figures. But let me switch over. I forgot to compare here. The Oscar Isaac head sculpts here. So on the left, we have the Mr. Knight Hot Toys that recently went up. I should say recently, like as in last year. And on the right, we have this new Poe Dameron. And sorry, this I think I turned up the brightness too much here on the one on the right, so it looks a little more like pixelated-ish. But just give you an idea of the sculpts. To me, they look like they're the same sculpt, different, right? Like different hair for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the head sculpt appears to be the same. And so again, that's Hot Toys, right? It makes sense for any toy company to reuse where they can. And so, I don't know. What do you guys think? Same.
Now this is Mr. Knight, the third party, right?
No, this is the Hot Toys Mr.
Oh,
Knight.
this is a Hot Toy. Okay.
Yeah.
The other one. Oh yeah, it didn't have a head sculpt. That one.
Right. Yeah, the third party didn't have a head sculpt. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like I can use the artisan one on that third party. Or if I get this Poe Dameron, I can use Yeah.
Different hair, different character. I mean,
yeah,
similar.
Sure. Yeah. It appears to be the same head sculpt, right?
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe a little, just the paint. Obviously, the paint would be different. They have a little more 5 o'clock shadow on Poe Dameron than it looks like on Mr. There. Yeah. And the sideburns, of course, like we mentioned, the hair is going to be different. So that kind of adds to it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I thought so. I wasn't completely, I mean, it looks to be the same. So we'll see if that actually ends up being the case. Or if Hot Toys if Hot Toys updates the Poe Dameron head sculpt at all. See, I know that they've, of course, been known to do that, update head sculpts.
Let me ask this quick question. Did they ever put out a Poe? And when?
No, not that I'm aware of. Not that I
They never put out a Poe, huh? This is
the first never time. Did, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's first time, first Poe Dameron. Okay. Not the first Oscar Isaac, though.
Yeah.
All right, so now going on to Sideshow's offering here, we have going back to, so this is a Scum and Villainy Wave 2 from Sideshow. There's 6 scale figures. Again, this goes to show you here, like I mentioned, I'm not familiar with any of these except for my main man here in the middle, Mr. Fortuna. Of course, that guy I'm familiar with. Return of the Jedi, like I said, is my movie. So, of course, Dawana Wanga. That's the guy. And if I were to get any of them, it would be Bib Fortuna. I think that I might. That's another one I'm really considering. I know Sideshow's figures are expensive in general because what other choice do collectors have? They pay the price or they just skip it. So that's kind of what Sideshow's. That's their thing right there. Like kind of I forgot the term, but they're playing hardball basically. Like okay, if you want these figures,
brand.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's Sideshow. Yeah.
Okay, see, here goes the lingo because I was looking at it and I said, who's that? Who's advertising this? And then it doesn't not Hot Toys, it's Sideshow.
Sideshow, yep.
Get our Hot Toys from. So they're doing their own.
Another example of exclusive, right? Because these are only Sideshow only has these characters, these figures here in this scale. And so they're holding on to it and they're taking advantage. Granted, again, these aren't really popular characters. Again, these are for the hardcore Star Wars collectors. From what I understand, these are from the original trilogy. I think New Hope, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. These all made, Bib Fortuna was obviously, like I said, in Return of the Jedi, but I don't recall. Maybe these other
OT stuff.
Maybe the OT in general. Yeah.
But
like I said,
OT in general.
I had to look up their names because I didn't know any of them. These
I know
here,
the first two, the middle and then the one on the left.
The one on the left? Okay.
Yeah, he was in Jedi too. Or right next to Fortuna, right there.
Oh.
Yeah, these guys here?
Yeah, guy, yeah.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That squid face, though, it's like I've seen it before, but I can't remember what movie and what scene.
I was on the bark when they were about to kick Han Solo and Luke Skywalker into the pit.
Okay.
The squid face? Was he on there?
Yeah,
man.
He said, like, come on. You got to go. And only those two, but I don't recall the other ones. I mean, they probably did see them, but I don't know which movie, which scene, or anything else.
Yeah, same.
The guy in the background.
Yeah, in the bar, somewhere in the back in the corner.
This guy on the left here, to the left of Bib Fortuna looks familiar, but I have to go back and see.
I think he got kicked off of like one of those gift bars in Return of the Jedi. I could be wrong.
Okay, maybe.
Okay, he was on the barge, and then he flipped it over, and he fell in the pit first.
Yes. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, that sounds familiar. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe that's where I recognize him from. Yeah.
Other than that, the other ones probably at the bar in the back somewhere, or on the barge.
Somewhere on there.
El DeBarge.
Yeah.
The bars, yeah. Nice. Yeah, these, like I said, so Sideshow, I don't think they have them up yet for pre-order. I think they're coming soon. Last I looked, RSVP / coming soonish. So for those of you who are really into the Scum and Villainy figures or these characters or just know the backstory and just love that aspect of it, I can definitely see them picking these up and creating this display just like this. That would definitely be awesome. And in general, like I said before, man, I'm always glad when figure companies or collectible companies make certain things for those niche collectors out there, right? Those collectors who like certain aspects of an IP that aren't as popular. And they're obviously not going to be for everybody, but this is for those collectors who actually pick up on that and appreciate those and are looking forward to this. And we're hoping that someday some company would do those figures, right? So, and here's as a reminder, this is wave 1. So we were looking at wave 2 right now, and this is wave 1. These are already up for pre-order. A lot of these, 3 of the 5 I'm familiar with, right? 3 in the middle. I recognize, of course, Greedo, and then Ponda Baba and Dr. Evazan. Is that right?
Evazan, yeah. And the one on the far left, we just call him Gonzo.
Gonzo, yeah, because it looks like Gonzo, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, on the one on the right, I think, I don't know, I don't recognize him, but I don't know if his name is pronounced Labria or Labria or something like that. I just saw his name. I was like, okay.
Have all these guys in the bar.
For what?
They were in the bar. All these guys in the bar. Except I don't know about the guy in like the leather tan jacket. I think he was a
Oh yeah,
bounty. I think he went there. The whole bar was bounty hunters. So yeah, they're all
yeah,
in
the
the
whole bar,
bar.
yeah, the whole Scum and Villainy bar. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, so this
yeah.
was wave one. Yeah, these are up for
New
pre-order.
Hope.
Well,
New Hope. New
yeah,
Hope.
A New Hope, right? Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, these are up in case you're curious. But that was that in the phase 2.
He was in Rogue One also, wasn't he?
Sure. I don't remember that one. Which one?
Dr. Evan, I think, because he they bumped into him also because it takes place right before Star Wars.
Yeah.
Was he? Yeah, I don't remember. Okay.
It was a really
Gotcha.
quick thing. They
I
bumped
see.
into him, and then I was like, "Wait, that's the guy from Star Wars in the bar later on."
I watched Rogue last weekend, and then I saw that scene, and it's a real quick one, and they bump
It's
in,
really
and they're like,
quick.
"What are you doing?" And they're like, "Oh, those are the guys from the bar."
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
I need to go
Yeah.
back. Oh, I plan on going to watch Rogue One after I finish Andor season 2. So I think that was
Yeah,
supposed
sometimes
to
when
lead
you
up.
watch these movies and it's like Rogue or we're going into
Yeah.
Andor, going into
You get them
Rogue, you
mixed up.
gotta, I'm watching Andor and then I gotta have to remind myself, hey, this is some of these people are still going on. They're alive. They're doing
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
in
They're
this
still
series.
going.
And they said before
They're
you get
kicking.
to Rogue and everything else. So, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
the
really
one in
looking
the
forward to
middle
it.
of Fortuna. I mean, I think everybody was going to probably shoot for that. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
having.
Definitely adding to the creatures. I know some people. One of the things that Sideshow is known for, those their bodies aren't the best. I know that's kind of mixed too. I've heard some people have good experiences with certain figures, and it's from what I've heard, like their Sideshow's horror figures. They are pretty. Those are pretty good, at least decent.
Kind of hit or
But
miss.
yeah, it seems like for the most part, like Sideshows, yeah, their bodies, their figures are not the best or not great. Sometimes even bad. So I only have 2. Again, the horror figures. So I haven't had issues yet, but I haven't had them for that long either. So I can't really comment on that. I just basically from what I'm hearing from others. So yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, really cool. Again, like I said, for those who are into this line and want to get who are collecting all these kind of lower tier characters in Star Wars lore. But yeah, anyone else got any thoughts on the Scum and Villainy line from Sideshow?
I mean, you want to fill out the barge or the bar or anything. Yeah, these would be great guys to have in there. Plus the wave 1 and wave 2. Yeah, we got the money to lay down on that and get them all.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, this is going to be expensive because, like I said, these figures already, compared to Hot Toys, like somewhat, if you were comparing apples to apples ish, right? Because Hot Toys doesn't have these figures, but if you're like comparing to like similar figures with similar accessories,
Usually cost
Sideshow
more?
tends to,
Sideshow?
Sideshow are more expensive. Yeah,
Oh wow.
by like tens of dollars. I think some of these are going for they were like 280, closer to like 300 ish, but they don't come with like as much. Again, value's different, right? Different for everybody.
Yep.
It's subjective.
Except for Greedo came with blue milk.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a special
Yeah,
edition. It was like if you ordered early.
What is it? What?
Oh, okay. Like a time edition.
Yeah.
Greedo. Valkyrie was saying Greedo comes with like a blue cup of milk.
Blue
Oh,
milk. Yeah.
okay.
Blue milk, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Now,
Yeah, I didn't get any of these.
I was looking at him this week since I knew I have a Han coming. I was gonna say have him just for the hell of it and just have them facing off or whatever, or this or that. But you really, when you get into this level, I mean, there are classics and everything, and they're part of classic, the OTs and the stuff like that. But I mean, you're talking $200-$300. Since you got to really live that particular character to start getting all these. Now, like I said, if you really want to dip down and put in a real 100% bar scene, get all these guys.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, that would be an awesome display to have that bar set up like an actual like bar made, and with all these characters, that would be really cool.
But it would be even more excellent if you had wave 1 and wave 2 all around Jabba, which I don't even think you have a picture, all around there, hanging around that temple. Oh my God.
That'd be an awesome diorama.
That would, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And like you guys touched on, I didn't add it to the stream here, but Jabba the Hutt, Sideshow put up their version of Jabba the Hutt, right? That Sideshow's Jabba the Hutt that just went up recently back on their website. Is that right?
Is it?
I heard about it. Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
really good.
I haven't looked. I just heard that a Jabba went up, and I presumed it was from Sideshow because they had
Yes.
previously, that was the only Jabba that was released was by Sideshow, and Hot Toys had never released one. So it sounds like Sideshow put theirs up again. I think it's their quote unquote figure or whatever they labeled it as,
Sideshow
power figure, power pose, or whatever what it was. Yeah,
So this is the one they put out once before.
I believe so. Yeah, because someone said they put it up again, or like it's back up.
Okay, it's back.
So let me know in the chat or in the comments if that's the case. Like I said, I haven't.
1,025.
1,020. Okay.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah. I guess since we're here, real quick, just cover real quick. Yeah, 1,025 set to come out Q4 to Q1 of next year. So yeah, here it is: Jabba the Hutt and Throne Deluxe, 6-scale figure by Sideshow Collectibles. So yeah, holy shit.
Then let me ask this question: They said, has Hot Toys ever put out one, or have they?
No.
You know what the key piece here that makes it worth it is Salacious Crumb.
Is it? Didn't he?
There we go.
I'm thinking. Didn't
he came in with C-3PO on one?
Yeah, I was going to ask. Didn't he come with 3PO? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but it's the deal. It's the deal with this. I mean, it's just like, oh, if you had Jabba, I mean, that's just a centerpiece of whatever you put around it. And it says, but some deep pockets right there.
Yeah, man, and space, man. Damn, look at this. What is this?
It's huge.
13. Yeah, 13 and a quarter inches height.
Inches going this way.
Yeah, 29 and a quarter inches in width, which is like the longest part of it, and then 11 and a half inches in depth. So that goes to, that's just Jabba. Damn, yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, he's the longest part anyway. So yeah, 29, just under 30 inches in width. Damn. So that's definitely the shelf space. Holy shit.
Because the apple there for size reference.
Yeah.
Oh, the apple's there. Yeah. Okay. It'll fit. It'll fit on my show. It'll fit on my
there you go. Yeah. If you're looking for a Jabba.
With like that, look at that packing. Like it has everything.
Yeah. This Jabba has everything.
You know what I would like it to have, though? Like press a button and have Salacious Crumb laughing.
Oh, yeah. Sound effect, that would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Yeah. His laugh always gets me, man. I just I loved his character. It was just funny. He always made me laugh.
But this is one kind of like we were just talking about. It's like Hot Toys or anybody else is not doing it. So they just they say, I'll do it. And I can put any price I want on it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe it might be the case. Yeah. Just like the Scum and Villainy, like where Sideshow has the license for this one specifically, this character specifically.
Because just like I said, you can have these guys and then the Scum and Villainy wave 1 and 2 all around. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what would be the cost? Much. A lot.
Multiples of thousands.
Yes.
Yeah, it would be expensive, man. This is a huge box. That's a huge box. Yeah, so there you go. If that's something you're interested in, that's up on Sideshow's website now. $1,025 US. All right.
Can you say my funeral?
Yeah, that's for your funeral. Yeah. Send that, with Jabba. Have you with Jabba? Is that what you're saying?
Or no, that's my wife when she sees the price.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Or it gets tossed out. Yeah, just like the other figures. Yeah. Man. But yeah, gentlemen, we did it. We're just a little over 3 hours, which is what this time I was realistically expecting. I was like, you know what? A lot of figures I think will be at about 3 hour mark. So I just appreciate you both for staying this long and being willing to spend this Saturday with me and chat figures, man. Especially, Valkyrie, I know you were coming off of a cold.
Yeah.
Or you weren't feeling well, I should say. I'm not sure what it was, but you said you weren't feeling well. So I appreciate you staying as long as you did, man, and just coming on in general. So thank you. Appreciate it. Mike as well. Always a pleasure to have you both on and chat figures with you guys. With that, anything you want to plug? We'll go around the clock. Mike, we'll start with you. Anything you want to plug or shout outs before we close the stream?
Nothing. I'm basically just the lone wolf of streams. I just go if you need me, or I'm with Geo or anybody else. But with with it or anyone. So it's great. You guys are great, and the community's great. So I enjoy the time
Yes,
and the
sir.
invite and everything. Anytime, anytime, anytime. Thank you so
All
much.
right, man. Yeah, of course, man. Yeah, thanks
Yep.
again for being with us and chatting with us. Valkyrie, and I forgot to also say, man, your photos recently with like when you mentioned taking photos of figures out like outside and interacting, you know, that one photo of Leia you did where she's in like that field of whatever with grass or flowers, or that was awesome. So yeah, if
Thank
you
you.
haven't already, of course I'll put in Valkyrie Magnus's IG in the description below after the stream. So yeah, check out his stuff, man. And of course he has some beautiful scenic shots in and around Seattle. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. Show him some love if you like what he's doing. But Valkyrie, anything you want to plug?
Oh, nothing much. I mean, just I'm just happy to be on the show. Happy to help you out with the show as well. You know, hanging out with Mike also is just great. What am I gonna say here? Do you have an Instagram, Mike?
Yeah, I think I have you on there, but it says same thing. Tijuana Mike.
I'll add it. Yeah.
AKA King
Okay,
Churro.
all right. So
Yeah, I'll put it in the description as well. Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. So yeah, just want to make sure that we're all on the same page or something like that. We need to talk or whatever. But I just want to say, I'm just,
see, you keep me posted when StockX is back in business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely will do. We'll do. It's gonna say it was a lot of fun today. Just it's been like 2 weeks since I last streamed, so I'm just like glad to be hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, man. Thanks again for coming through. Yeah, it's been a minute, so definitely need the rest of your health, your mind and body come first, man. So definitely understand.
Yeah, I told Feezy, I said, give me a minute. I was at a doctor's appointment, but when you're up there, Valkyrie, it's like you can get to the doctors, they find one damn thing, and they find another.
Yeah.
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 So
Don't want to rush that though. That could be for the best.
Jay, I got an appointment with Jay and Valkyrie over here. I got a show.
Can we hurry this up? I got a stream to go to. Yeah. Yeah. No, but yeah,
yes.
Thanks again, Mike, for coming on after that, despite that going on.
No problem.
So, all right, with that, ladies and gentlemen, again, I appreciate you all, your viewers, and those of you who caught on the replay. Thank you for coming through and showing any support. Again, we're at May 3rd. So tomorrow, if you're watching this the day of, or even if it's already passed, either way, may the 4th be with you. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. Enjoy it. Yes. And with that, we'll catch you on the next one. Later, all. Have a good one.